suddenly silence.
Yes, it's a good day for singing a song. Yes, it's a good day for moving along. Yes, it's a good day. How can anything go wrong? A good day from morning till night. I said to the sun, good morning, sun. Rise and shine today. Yes, it's a good day for singing a song. Yeah, it's a good day for moving along. Yes, it's a good day. How can anything go wrong? A good day from morning till night. A good day. Yes, it's a good day. For shining your shoes. A good day. For losing your blues. Everything to gain and nothing to lose. A good day from morning to night. Yes, it's a good day for singing a song. Yes, it's a good day for moving on. Well, it's a good day. How can anything go wrong? A good day from morning till dawn. Yeah. From morning till night. From morning till night. A good day. For singing a song, yes, it's a good day. For moving along, yes, it's a good day. How can anything go wrong? A good day from morning till night. It's a good day, it's a good day in my world, oh mama. A good day from morning till night.
Good evening, everybody, and yes, indeed, play the updated Sting. Welcome to Countdown, all new Countdown 2.0. Thank you very much for that great big noise. Oh, you have to whisper it. Everything's whispers, guys. Everything is whispers. Everything is whispers. It's all whispers. There you go. I've told everyone what it is now. But yes, if you want to come and play Countdown, we're not wasting time. Come and join the lobby by solving the conundrum. Everything is whispers. Nothing into public chat. Nothing will happen if you type it into public chat tonight. From now on, for Countdown, everything is whispers. Everything is whispers. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Sorry. Anyway, welcome. Good evening. Nice to have you all here. Welcome to the newly improved Countdown. If you want to come and play, you need to solve the conundrum, but it's basically been done, so I'm going to give this one to you. The conundrum is conundrum. Whisper that to the bot if you want to come and play the game. So this is all new Countdown, which is all new and Countdown. and I started last Wednesday morning and finished yesterday. So, as I technically finished this morning, there are a couple of things that I had to put in this morning, like the Twitch integration, which is working. Well, not the Twitch integration, the bot chat, which is hopefully coming up now. So yeah, this is Countdown, which I've redone. And it's now got proper Twitch integration in it. I've redone it from scratch rather than just trying to crowbar into the old one, which is a bit like, trying to repaint the wallpaper on the Titanic. Who paints wallpaper, Ben? It was a bit like trying to, redo the doors on the Titanic. Not that it was, it was functional for what it was, but it just didn't have any of the integration that I wanted it to have. Like this one does. But I'm in the game. There I am. You can see me when the shader passes by. I'm also going to be joined by Mr. Egg Fried Cheese, who's in Dictionary Corner. Egg, I'm hoping, is with us after his beating session. Egg, are you with us?
Oh, I am. Yeah, I'm exhausted.
Good man. You catch your breath. I'm just going to turn you down a smidge because your volume is always very random, and today it's decided to be very loud.
So cool.
But that's all good. So Egg Fried Cheese is going to be in Dictionary Corner with me, checking the words. So changes from the last one, apart from the general, it looks better and has a lobby. Everything is now done in whispers. There is no voice interaction in this game. So if you are in the hot seat, there'll be 2 players in the hot seat, and they will play like a regular countdown game. Whoever gets the most letters for their points will get the points on the board. If you're playing in the lobby, you get points as long as you submit a valid word. So there's a lobby game, which is the first thing. Next thing, one of the big bugbears of the last thing I had when I did Countdown in the lobby was that if your word wasn't in our dictionary, you didn't get any points for it, even if it was a valid word. Now, there is a very, very fast method to condone words, even after you played them in the lobby, and you get the points for them as well, and they're added to the dictionary for future reference. So it's much more solid, much more workable, much more flexible in that respect. There is no lobby integration for the numbers game. It's just proven to be so difficult to figure out exactly how that would work. It would either require you writing very specific syntax. It would require you writing very specific syntax and very complex parsing on this end for relatively little gain. So there is no numbers game for the lobby. That is the only part of the game that you can't take part in. Everybody else, every other round, you can take part in, as the hot seat players do. Other things that have changed. So if you are in the hot seat, all your answers are done in whispers, and all the declarations are done automatically by me pressing a button. The big thing that might catch you out is the numbers game, whereas before I would have got you to whisper your methods to me in Discord. Now you have to whisper your methods to the bot. As the numbers come up. The number round, there is a bit of a grace period of about 15 seconds after the time ends to get you to give you some time to finish submitting your methods. But I'll tell you a little bit more about that as and when we get there. The rest of it is Countdown, as we all know and love, with avatars and a webcam and an Egg Fried Cheese avatar as well. So hopefully it'll all be relatively straightforward. The computer will only accept the first answer you give. So from the minute, as ever with this game, because with these sorts of games, if there might be a bit of latency, keep your eye on the chat, because chat is king. When the bot says you may now start submitting your answers, that's when you can. And when the bot says time's up, time's up. There is some grace time there, but I won't tell you exactly what it is here, just to allow for that extra bit of latency for you to get your answers in. So I'm hiding behind Ash's special effects as well. Yes, I am. So, and speaking of Ash, thank you very much for that 15-month subscription there, mate. It's very kind of you. And to the other subscribers we've had tonight, there's an emoji. Ash, let's play let's play Countdown. After 15 months, thank you very much, Ash. And Egg for that 10-person raid as well. Toadboy, a 4-month subscription. Clive, 11-month subscription. Thank you so much to all of you for your ongoing continued support. 53 of you here, which is fantastic to see. So thank you for coming out to join us here. So as I was saying, keep your eye on the chat, because when the bot says time is up, time is up. And thank you very much, Matt the Ref, for that 15-month subscription. It's not just Countdown, it's new Countdown. It certainly is. From when the bot says you may now start submitting answers, it will only accept your first answer. Everything is whispered to Persephone's Twitch bot. Please don't put spoilers into the public chat because the answers that you submit we'll see anyway. Okay, so we don't need to see anything in public chat. So just keep the chat there, just general chatter rather than spoilers for the game or potential words for the game, unless I specifically ask for something in the chat. Couple other things I was going to say. Other numbers round and conundrum round. I'll explain to the hot seat players as we go. Exclusion, yes, as it says on the board. If you don't want to come into the hot seat, you don't need a microphone. But if you don't want to be front and centre, if you just want to play along in the lobby game, and I can see a few people have done that already, just hit exclamation mark exclude, and you'll be added to the exclusion list. You won't be selected for hot seat play. The only other thing, which I think goes without saying, but I haven't said it for about 3 months. About 3 months ago, I had a little soapbox moment where I sort of waxed lyrical for about not cheating the game, which I know a lot of people took to heart, and I know the vast majority of people didn't need that message anyway. But just to reiterate, because we've had some new people come in, and again, I'm assuming the absolute massive majority of you do not need this lecture, but particularly with a game like Countdown, which I'm a little bit passionate about because it was my first one that I did. And also, because of the nature of the game, please do not be using solvers, do not be using Anagramma, do not be using the Countdown solver to find the best possible word you can. There is literally no point in doing that. Egg fried cheese will tell you what the best word could have been anyway. If you really are so inclined to have 9 letters randomly selected and finding the best word you can, there are hundreds of apps where you can just type in random letters and it will tell you what the best words you can get out of those. Please do not use solvers in this game. There is absolutely no point whatsoever in doing that. Again, I know I don't need to say that to the overwhelming majority, if not all of you, so but just something to say at the front of the game at the beginning. Literally $0 money on the line. That's right, Ramsey Fox. We're just playing for fun here. So make your way into the lobby by typing Conundrum if you'd like to come and play. I'm going to lock it up in a minute. We'll pick some players. I haven't said hello to everyone. We've got Score Count, Paul Lister, M3 Times, Pom and Ben, Matt the Ref, Ramsey Fox, Alpha Canis Minoris, who looks like it's Procyon Catane. Welcome to you if you've changed your username or a different account, possibly. Either that or you've just got the same profile picture as Procyon Catane, but welcome. Jay Turner, the Lupine 1, Carl the 7th, Cola, 8 Minky, Milk Life Substance, Keshi Head, thank you for the follow, Pingin66, Milk Life Substance, Keshi Head, Lewis T, Clive Legend, SW Yellowtail, Puzzle Dan, Cetra, DC Simmons, Shadowmane, Connor, Egg Fried Cheese, who of course is in Dictionary Corner, Karuha, Tyson Bain, Drahuska, AJ Nokia, Pingin66, Toadboy123, Not a Jumble of Numbers, Samster, Side Dave, Tipster, Lingomaniac88, Dogfish44, Topper1 Gaming, Yoshi86, Gruff aka Arlo, Ash the Bash, and Toshi. Thank you, all of you, so much for joining me this Tuesday night for what promises to be a very exciting evening of Countdown. We're going to play 2 games of 15. I did end up putting in the code to make a shorter game of 7, if that is what the desire of people want to move towards. The traditional current model on Channel 4 is 15 rounds. So we'll start off with that. We'll see how we get on. And if after that people think that was fun, but it was a bit much, we can maybe switch it up to 7. We'll just see how we get on. I think I've said everything. From when the bot tells you to type your answer into the chat, that is when you can start whispering. Everything is done in whispers. Don't type anything in public chat, as I've explained already. Please don't do that. Just in the interest of stuff. All the other rounds that are coming up a bit later on, I will explain more about later, as and when we get there. Have I put Egg? No, you're not in the lobby, so I don't need to do that, do I?
No, I have made sure I have.
So join the lobby in Dictionary Corner, because that will work. You could have 2 avatars there, and that would be most fun. Right, if no one else is joining for this first game, if you're playing in the lobby game, if you're excluded, or if you're not one of the 2 hot seat players selected, you can play along from home. Everything's done in whispers. Keep your eye on the chat as ever. Let's pick our 2 Countdown players for the first game tonight. It's Toadboy123 and Punman Ben. Welcome to both of you. You are going to be battling it out. Everybody else, you are in the lobby, and we will check in with you later on. Good luck to you both, and I hope you have fun. So, the letters game is remarkably straightforward. Toadboy, you're going to be picking first as and when we get there. To pick your consonants and vowels, again, keep your eye on the chat, because the chat will tell you when you can pick, and you need to type either C or V or consonant or vowel to pick your letters. So, Toadboy, you're picking first. Whispering to the bot, C or V or consonant or vowel. And a reminder to you guys in the hot seat as well, you need to submit your answers to the bot. You can do it whenever you like from after it says the answers are open. Toadboy's starting with a vowel. That's an E. And then a consonant. N. So, yes, make sure you do whisper your answers to the bot, otherwise it won't be processed. Okay, that's very important that you must whisper something to the bot, even if you're in the hot seat. A consonant from Toadboy, a P. And your next letter. Oh, the bot's saying that in the chat. Nice to see it's working. A vowel, O. Give me an I. No, I can't guarantee that. Going for another vowel. That's an A. Oh, I've added in the thing where you must have a minimum of 3 vowels and 4 consonants now, so you won't be able to pick more than a certain amount, whereas before it was just anyone's. A consonant, you've gone for an X, because why not? 3 more from you, Toadboy. Here's a consonant, a T. A vowel. That's another E. And one final one is a consonant. And that's a W. So, good luck to all of you. From when the bot says you can start typing your answers, you'll be able to start typing it. And even if you're in the hot seat, particularly if you're in the hot seat, make sure you do submit something to the Whisper bot. Otherwise, you'll get processed as nothing. Good luck. Here comes the first countdown clock. And that is time up. We'll just let the grace period expire. Yeah, I couldn't be bothered to actually do any pans or anything, so just static shots for the camera moving around. Little movement with the camera movement, they all seem to be on the right side. So, countdown clock might be a bit quiet. I can try and boost that sound a bit later on. First of all, let's have a look and see what you're saying. Toadboy, we'll come to you first. Toadboy just going for a 4, and Punman Ben going for a 6. So, Toadboy, let's have a listen. Your 4 is poet. That's a valid word according to the dictionary, so you can have that. But a 6 from Punman Ben. Weapon, that is also a valid word. Nicely done. That is 6 points for you, Punman Ben. Egg, anything more than a 6 there?
Unfortunately, no. There were 4 sixes in total. So we had Napita, Towney, and Weapon for 6s. But there was a really interesting one, Poteen, P-O-T-E-E-N. And the definition is in regards to a Irish whiskey illicitly distilled in Ireland.
Very nice. Of course, you're going to be looking for planty-related words over the course of the evening, I'm sure.
I am, yes.
Absolutely. Punman Ben getting 6 and off the mark there. Let's have a look at how the lobby got on. Not a jumble of numbers typo. I'm not going to condone typos in this game. That is a hard and fast rule that I'm set in store by, so do type carefully. A couple of there that haven't gotten through. We've got Panto, Expat, Xpain, X10. Can we get a bit of a check on those, Egg?
Yes, Panto is valid, obviously shortened for pantomime, so that is a valid word. And Expat is also acceptable as well. It's the colloquial term, shortened for expatriate, so it is in the OED, so that is also accepted.
Why is this not doing a thing? This was working before, and now it seems to not let me condone them by clicking. I should just have to click. Oh, I was so confident.
No.
It was working perfectly fine, and now there is for no. It says no. Let me have a look at this. Stand by, everybody. Say first episode, so these things are always going to happen.
I get to see behind the scenes now. This is where it gets quite interesting.
Let's go up here and see why these buttons aren't allowing me to click on them. Let's zoom in on this one, for example, which is expat, which we were going to allow. Button. Interactable, yes. Let me just change the normal color on that button up to, say, something. Let's change the alpha a little bit. Okay, now I am thinking there might be something in the way of it. Is now my thinking on that. Let me just have a quick look at see. Are there any text meshes covering the buttons, for example? That one's not. Give me a second, because I want this to work. It's very important to me that this does work. Background, title, welcome mesh, Pool of players. Anything on top of pool of players that might be blocking that off inside lobby? Letter game, is that blocking it off? Let's just get rid of that a minute. No. I know what it is, he says, famously. Let's just get rid of that a minute. There we go. The closing credits were blocking off the buttons. So I've temporarily disabled the closing credits and remind me at the end that we need to do it. So expat was fine and panto was fine.
Yes. Everything else, unfortunately, is not.
Unfortunately, not right. So, lots of sixes being given out there. Nicely done. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. Tipster, Topple1 Gaming, Dogfish, 8 Minky, Drahuska, Samster, Ash, Saigo Dave, Toshi, Clive, Keshi, Ramsey, and Carr, and M3 times, all with 6 points and leading the pack. Sorry about that little blip there. That's something I didn't go back to check the dictionary editioning thing because it was just working. And then, of course, I added.
I need to change my view again, please.
Oh, yes, you need the console, don't you? You don't need to see the scene. Fantastic. Right, on we go then to round 2. Pum and Ben, it's going to be your pick of the letters, same as to Toeboy. C or V, consonant or vowel, to pick your letters. And we're starting with a consonant, an R. And another one, another R. R, 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 R. And a vowel. An A. And your next one, second vowel, O. And another consonant is a T. Another consonant is a D. A vowel will be a second O. Having a think, here comes another consonant for you, an F, and finally, to finish off, we're going to have a final vowel, which is a third O. 3 O's for you to play with there. Good luck with these letters. Here's clock. Okay, there's your time up. We'll just wait in case there's any stragglers coming in, and there's your grace time. Let's have a look at your declarations. Pum and Ben, how did you get on? Just a 5. And Toadboy? No submission from Toadboy here. So Pum and Ben, what's no submission from Toadboy, as we can see there. So I have to reject the non-submission. Pum and Ben has gone for draft. Draft is a valid word. I can condone that. It's another 5 points, taking you up to 11. Egg. Anything more than a 5?
Yes, there was quite an interesting 6. There was orator, so O-R-A-T-O-R. Comes from French origin, and it is a person who pleads or argues on behalf of a person or a cause. So, for example, a spokesperson in sort of like a French court, for example.
Nice. Hang fire just 1 second, because I need to go and do dad duty a minute. Hold on.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Right back with you. Just having to briefly do dad duties. Orator good for 6 there. Let's just bring those letters back into view. Oh, if I go back to the right screen countdown. There we have. So, quite a few coming through there, lots of 5s, a 6, we did get an orator in there. A couple there not being accepted, we've got a rota and odour. Let's go through those. Rotar, first of all, up at the top for 5.
Rotar, unfortunately not. Spelled R-O-T-O-R, so you could have used the O for that. Which would have been a valid 5, but unfortunately Rotar is not valid, I'm afraid.
Odour without a U.
Oder, if we're going on American dictionaries, yes, that would be accepted.
Either is fine in this
I
game.
will leave that on your case, so yes, that would be accepted.
Rota?
So Rota, ROTA, yes, that is also accepted.
And then we've got Faro and Futar.
So Futar is not, unfortunately. However, Faro is.
F-A-R-R-O.
Yep, so farrow is the whole grains of any several types of wheat.
Very nice. Very nicely done. Thank you very much for those clarifications there, Egg. Tipster and Keshi Head now moving to the lead with 12 points, a clear lead for them there. And we go on to round 3. So, Lobby, you can take a little break at this point because you do not have the numbers game. Toad, it's you to pick. You can just whisper to the bot what you'd like. It's not processed. 3. I'm assuming that means 3 large rather than just 3 numbers. I'm just going to wait for you to confirm that you do indeed mean 3 large. You have to do this in public chat because at this point you can't type anything else into the whisper bot and make it show on screen. But I'm going to assume you meant 3. Wants the number 3. 0, 1, 2, 3 or 4 large. I'm going to assume you meant 3 large unless you clarify. Oh, he wants 3 small. Oh, okay. That's very important. Just before I pick the numbers, guys, I'm going to give you the lowdown of how this works. So you've got to type your solutions to the bot. You can do it as a single formula or you can do it a line at a time. Either is fine. If you want to clear it and start it all over again, you just type clear, no exclamation mark, again to the bot, and it will clear out your working. Once you have submitted your whole working, you must type exclamation mark followed by your declaration. Okay, I appreciate that's quite a lot to do within 30 seconds, so you have got 15 seconds of grace time at the end, in which how many large numbers do you want? Yes. No, it doesn't. It just it doesn't do that. It shows the exact message that they type on the numbers round. Just FYI on that.
So can you clarify? Is that on 2 different messages, Ben?
Is what on 2 different messages?
So is the working out on one message and then followed by...
You can do the working out over 3 or 4, if you like. So you could do, if the target was 101 and you've got 75, 25 and 1 there, you could do 75 plus 25 equals 100, 100 plus 1 equals 101. It also, it doesn't have to be perfectly semantic. The maths has to be good, but it's just recording a string for me here. So as long as I can see what you've done for your working, then it's all good here. At the end, the most important thing though, so yeah, multiple messages for your working, but once you're done, exclamation mark followed by your declaration of your target. If you don't put the declaration in, then it will treat it as though you haven't submitted anything. All right. So you have got 15 seconds grace time after the timer's done to finish getting your working in, after which it will lock it off. Once you have put a declaration in, you cannot message anything else. Hopefully that is relatively clear and will be reasonably straightforward. Basically, type all your working into Persephone's Twitch bot and it will be recorded here. It's technically not a 45 seconds numbers round. It is 30 seconds, and I'm sort of going to use my discretion. If people start gaming it or abusing the extra 15 seconds, like if they... then I might look at it differently. But normally people would start typing their working as soon as they're starting to work it out. So I can see the workings live as they come in. We'll see what happens. Let's give it a go. So you want 3 large, and they are 8, another 8, a 10, 25, 50, and 100. And you've got a target of 802. Hopefully not too difficult, but we'll see what happens. You've got 30 seconds and your time starts now. Pum and Ben, make sure you do exclamation mark and then your target. Toadboy, I've got your declaration. Pum and Ben, you've got a couple of seconds. Just do it as a new message, exclamation mark, plus your target. There we go. I've got that declaration in now. That's good. The declaration, I should have made that clear. The declaration must be a separate message. But I have got both of your declarations there now, and there's the grace time expired. Cool. Let's have a look and see what you have both declared. Toadboy has gone 802. Pum and Ben has gone 802. Okay, so Toad Boy, here's how Toad Boy did it. He's gone 100 times by 8, which has given him 800. And Egg Fried Cheese is going to be clarifying this along the way to make sure nothing untoward is happening or he's not made a mistake. 10 minus 8 is going to give him 2. And then, of course, 800 plus the 2 gives 802. That looks good to me, Egg. Look good to you?
Looks good to me as well.
Fantastic. That is going to be 10 points for Toad Boy. And Pum and Ben has gone exactly the same way, 8 times 100. 10 minus the other 8, and then add them together for 802. So I will be condoning that as well. 10 points apiece. Nothing much more to report there. The solution that I got on the computer was 8 times 100 minus 8 plus 10, so exactly the same, just in a slightly different way. Nothing to report in the lobby there because, of course, no numbers game there. But that's how it's going to work, and hopefully, nice easy one there. That wasn't planned. That just came up by accident, but a nice easy one so you can see what's going on. Tipster and Keshi still leading the pack as we go into round number 4, and Pum and Ben, it's you to pick. Starting us off with a consonant. It's an L. And another T. And a vowel U. And another vowel O. A consonant, which is an N. Another consonant, a C. Another vowel, an A. Another vowel, an E. And finally, a consonant, which is a C. Okay, everyone back in the game. 30 seconds. Here's the clock. Okay, and there is time. Let's have a look and see what you are declaring. Pum and Ben goes for 6, and Toad Boy just 5. What's the 5, Toad Boy? Count. Count is all good and valid. You can have that. That's fine. And Pum and Ben for 6. Lancet. It is coming up in the dictionary. Ed, can you tell me a bit more about Lancet?
I can, yes. 1 second. So, with Lancet, it is a small lance or a dart. So, it's what they would use in the old, I say, jousting times.
Ye olde duels and jousting.
Yes.
Very nice. Was there anything more than a 6 there?
Yeah, there were 4 7s. Your usual ones could seal an account. There were 2 quite interesting 7s. One, lactone, Lactone, which is it's a chemistry term. Any of the classes cyclic esters. And there's a second one which I like even more, which is noctule, Noctule, which is a large golden brown bat.
Oh, a bat? I was thinking that might be an owl of some sort. Noctule.
Yeah, I thought that as well.
Very nice noctule for 7. That takes Pum and Ben extending his lead. 27 plays 10. Let's just take a peep at how the lobby got on there. We've got a tail, accent, conceal. Quite a few 7s coming in there. We have got a lactone there from what looks like Procyon Contain, which we've discussed already. AJ's gone for Luton. That was the first thing I saw when I saw it, but unfortunately we're not allowed proper nouns
No,
unless
Luton
has another derivation.
Unfortunately not.
So we can't have Luton, but some nice points going on there. Tipster and Keshi maintaining their lead with 19. Dogfish, Saga Dave, Ramsey Fox, Toshi, Clive just a point behind on 18. Back to the hot seat, and Toad Boy, it's your letters. Starting with a consonant. Oh, a Q, lovely. Had to come up eventually. And a vowel, hopefully looking for a U. No, it's an E. And another vowel. Another E. He's going to keep picking vowels until we find a U. No, he's actually going to do that. An I. It may not happen. You're only allowed 4 vowels. 5 vowels. You're allowed 5 vowels. An O. You can get He's going for a fifth vowel, and it's an A, so you've now got 3 consonants with which to work with. The first of which is an S, and then a T, and finally, final consonant, which is an L. Reasonably friendly letters there. Here's that clock. And that's time. I'm getting a little bit of a juddery frame rate, though. Maybe there's some slight splicing happening, but I'll look into that in due course. Let's have a look at the declarations. A 5 from Toad Boy, and from Ben. Also a 5. Let's have a look. Toad Boy, what's your 5? It's gone for stale. Stale is good for me. And for Ben, steel. Yes, stale and steel. And you could have had the other steel as well. 6 points apiece. Egg, anything beyond a 6?
There were a number of 7s, including one that was actually submitted that didn't actually come up in the solver. We have isolate as a standard 7. We also have oleates, so oleates, which is a salt or ester of oleic acid. And we also have estoile, estoile. So most of the words that are coming up tonight are sort of in French etymology tonight. Which is a common charge in the form of a star with wavy points or rays.
Estoile, very nice indeed. Right, let's go over to the lobby and see how everyone else got on. Etoiles is one that Clive of Legend has submitted that the computer doesn't like. What do we think of that, Egg?
So that was one that didn't come up in the solver. I've done a quick search on that, and it is a valid word. It's a bandage which is wrapped around a fractured shoulder blade as to form an X shape.
Very nice.
So it's the shoulder bandage. So yes, etoile and etoiles can be pluralised as it is a noun.
Fantastic. Just to clarify what the colour scheme here is all about, red means either you didn't submit anything or the word that you submitted wasn't possible from the given combination of letters, which is why not a jumble of numbers has gone red. Not because he didn't submit, but because that LASR was not possible because there was no R in the jumble, so to speak. Orange means it was possible with the letters that were there, but isn't in the dictionary. But if I click it, it adds it to the dictionary and gives you the points for it. And green means it is already in the dictionary. So over time, the more we play this, the more words we get. That dictionary is going to build and build and build over time, and it's just a much better way of doing it. And because I'm running this all inside Unity rather than in a build, that dictionary is staying up to date from game to game. So. All good stuff. Tipster and Cashy Head, Silma with 26, Saga Dave, Randy Fox, Toshi, Clive just behind with 25. We're going to go on to our next numbers game. Pum and Ben, it's you to pick. Just whisper to the bot how many large numbers you would like. You can write a whole message in there if you like, as long as you tell me. You're going for 2 large. Okay, so the drill is the same as before. Make sure you're whispering as either as a whole formula or just one line at a time showing you're working. Clear to clear it all out, an exclamation mark, followed by your declaration at the end as a separate message to declare your answer. I've forgotten what you said. Did you say 2 large? Egg, did he say 2 large? I think he said 2 large. He did say 2 large. Good.
Yes, he did say 2 large.
Okay, let's have a look at 2 large then. You've got a 1 and a 3, an 8 and a 10, a 50 and 100, and target for you 481. So no lobby game for this one, but if you want to play along at home, target is 481. Here's the clock. Okay, a few seconds of grace time just to get those in. Toad Boy, I've got all your... Okay, there's declaration from Toad Boy. Just got a couple of seconds to get a declaration in from Pum and Ben. I think he's going to be a bit tight for time here. And that's your grace time has expired there, I'm afraid, Pum and Ben. So no declaration from you. Let's go and have a look and see what Toadboy has come up with there. So no declaration from Pum and Ben. Toadboy is going 481, exactly 481, so 0 away. So let's have a look.
There's a typographic error in his submission.
I'll look at that in a minute, but Pum and Ben, it's saying here's how I did it, which is wrong. So I'm going to not... That shouldn't be going to Pum and Ben. That's very strange that it's doing that. But Pum and Ben didn't get a submission in, so I'm going to reject that and hope it goes to Toadboy. No, it did not do that. Well, here's how Toadboy tried to get there. Toadboy went 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 times 100 is 400. 8 times 10 is 80. 400 plus 80 equals 481. Which doesn't seem right. There was a 1 there, but it was used earlier on. So that is not going to fly anyway. Although it didn't go to you, for some reason it went to Pum and Ben. I need to look into that. That's a bug. Could somebody write that down? Fortunately, I can override scores after the fact. Yeah. According to my working out here, though, if you went 10 plus 50, that gives you 60. 60 multiplied by 8 would give you 480, and then add on the 1. That's an underscore. Add on the 1 for 481 is how you could have gotten there. 60 times 8, and then add on the 1. No points from our players in that round, and I will investigate that bug as to why that is doing that. Nothing to see in the lobby. It's still saying his number round. No, I must have just mispressed the button. I'm now slightly panicking about that bug and hoping it's not going to affect stuff. But worst case scenario is I can overwrite scores. Let's go on to the next round. Tipster and Keshi still in the lead as we go into our next letters game. And Toadboy, it's you to pick. Starting with a vowel. An O. And a J. Oh, I see. Yes, I see what's happening in the chat now. I'm just and another vowel is an I. So I'm just going to check in the chat. I declared a you declared a typo, and that's it. You keep picking letters, and I'm just going to check in with the chat briefly, just to see what's going on. Oh right, okay. Either way, academic. More pressing for me is the bug that came up, which I'm going to look into. So OJIHESEG and E is your letter board. 30 seconds. Here's the clock. And that is time. Interesting collection of letters there. A J and an H, always interesting to see. Let's see how you guys got on. Toadboy declaring a 5. Pum and Ben, just a 4. What's your 4, Pum and Ben? Shoe. Shoe is all very good. Put them on your feet. But 5. Geese. Yes, geese is there. The plural of goose. Honk. Honk away in the chat. Very nice indeed. 5 points for you there, Toadboy, taking you back up to 20. There it is. There is the honk. Bum bum bum. Dum bum 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 bum. Da 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 dum 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 bum 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 bum. Sorry. Untitled Goose Game and Debussying. Egg, anything better than a 5?
No. These were a horrid set of letters. 5 was literally the best. And there were only 4 of them at that. So we had geese, we have siege, but 2 of the really interesting ones, we have OGs, O-G-E-E-S, which is a moulding with an S-shaped profile, or multiple F. And we also have one which I think Ash will be quite pleasantly happy with. We have Shoji, S-H-O-J-I. And Shoji is a sliding outer or inner door made of a lattice screen, usually covered with white paper.
Very nice indeed. Some Japanese etymology there. Lovely to have that. Let's go over to the lobby and see how the lobby fared. A couple of Shojis in there. One from Toshi and one from... Is this Saigai Dave? I think it's Saigai Dave. As we've discussed Shoji, we can have that now. Here's the cool part. Watch, if I click Toshi Shoji... Saigai Dave goes Shoji green as well. Josh's is there, but wasn't possible with the given letters, Clive. There is only one S. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. Tipster and Keshi maintaining their dominance at the top with 31, just a point ahead of Saigai Dave, Ramsey Fox, and Toshi. Shogi probably would have been valid. Yes, I've lost the board now, though, so I can't check Shadow Main.
Yes, that would also be valid as well. It's a Japanese board game resembling chess. So
very nice. Shogi, very good. On we go then, and it's 20 to Toyboy and 32 to Pum and Ben, and it's Pum and Ben to pick, starting with a consonant, which is an N. A second one, which is an L. A vowel, which is an O. Another consonant, another N. Another vowel, an A. There's a film director there that you can't have. A vowel, another A. A consonant, M. A vowel, I. And a final consonant, L. A couple of proper nouns in there that I can see, but obviously you wouldn't be allowed. 30 seconds, his clock. Interesting. Toyboy regrets his submission. Well, let's find out what it was, Toyboy. It may not be too bad. Pum and Ben, first of all, declaring a 7. And Toadboy, just 4. That may be where the regrets are coming from. He may have seen a bigger word. Anal. It is there. You can have anal, Toadboy. You can have anal all day long. We're going to condone that. But there is a 7. Lanolin. Lanolin. Egg. It is coming up as a valid word. Can you tell us more about lanolin?
Yeah, so there were obviously a number of words there. So lanolin is from Latin. It's also called wool yolk, wool wax, or wool grease. So it's the wax secreted by wool-bearing animals.
Very nice. Anything more than a 7, or was 7 about the limit?
7 was the limit. There were obviously a number of them. So we have millar, laminal, and nominal. But there was a really interesting one that came up, which is Nanaimo, Nanaimo, which is actually a member of a confederation of North American Indian peoples inhabiting at the same time the first contact with Europeans.
Nano-emo. I thought you were going to say it's some sort of digital life form that listens to My Chemical Romance a lot. That would be nano-emo. Nanaimo. Very nice indeed. Let's have a look at the lobby, see how they all got on. Nothing that we need to verify there. Animal, llama, nominal, moan. A couple of nominals there. A couple of llamas in there. Llamas, animals, and another lanolin from Ramsey Fox. Very nice indeed. Well played there, lobby. Let's see how that changes the scores. Not a lot of difference, so there are now only 2 in second place. Saigai Dave and Ramsey Fox, both on 37. Tipster and Keshi still leading the pack by a point with 38. On we go to another numbers game, which might go hideously, horribly wrong. But it is Toadboy, I believe, to pick. Toadboy, how many large ones would you like? Four large for the countdown gods, please. 4 large it will be. A reminder, clear if you want to clear out your working, exclamation mark, followed by your declaration once you have completed submitting your working, and hopefully it won't break this time, but it might do. We will see. If it does, then I'll go to override. I've got your methods either way. 4 large. There's 2 surprises, a 1 and a 10, and the rest 25, 50, 75, and 100. And the target, good lord, 743. Good luck with this. Here's the clock. You've now got 15 seconds to finish your submissions and get them into me. I'm assuming you've had your working out time. And just wait for those submissions to come in.
No one can't really do
Grace time did just expire, but I've got most of the working here from Pum and Ben. Pum and Ben, can you just try typing exclamation mark and then your declaration? Because I think there might have been a case of being 1 second out there, and most of your working was there. I'm hoping the declaration will come through. There we go. I've got your declaration, because I can just temporarily switch the clock back on. Because you're working, the only thing that was left, the only reason I'm doing that is because Pum and Ben's working was all there. The only thing that was missing was his declaration. So I've turned that back on, and hopefully all will be well. Let's have a look and see what the declarations are and if it works. First of all, Toadboy 599, so 144 away. Good a guess any. Pum and Ben 747, so 4 away. And it's coming up on the right person this time. So what Pum and Ben has said, and Egg will hopefully verify this for me, he's gone 75 times 10, which gives 750. 100 over 25 is 4. 4 minus 1 that was there, is 3. And then take the 3 off the 750 for 747. Does that all check out, Egg?
It does. I'm not too sure why we minus the 1 to would have put you 1 closer. That does check out on your declaration.
I think the logic was probably he was looking for 7 and he had a 4, so it's all good. But 4 away makes no difference to the scores. I don't know what would happen if I pressed that button, but I'm not going to. I should probably find that out when I'm testing. But that is good for Pum and Ben. That is going to be 7 points to you. Of course, what you could have done is done 10 minus 75 divided by 25. Stay with me. Times by 100. Oh, get my brackets. Times by 100 minus 1 divided by 50. According to the solver, that is a way of doing it. 743, 10 minus 75 over 25 times by 99 over 50. Yeah, that was a way you could have got to 743, but 747, good for Pum and Ben to get his 7 points in. We'll be curious for feedback on how you think this is working, particularly the numbers game, which is the most sort of the one I've had to manufacture ways of getting it done. It doesn't look right at all. I'm not sure it is. That's what my thing says. I'll copy the exact thing that Alex's solver has come up with.
That does look right. It's 10 minus 3 multiplied by 99.
10 minus, yes, so 7 times 99 plus 50. That's what the solver came up with. Well, there we go. So, no changes in the lobby game. We've now got 3, I think, or possibly 4 consecutive numbers games, and then 4 consecutive letters games, and then a numbers game, and then we've got the conundrum. So, Tipster and Keshi still hanging on to that lead by a point. Let's go back to the letters, and it is Pum and Ben to pick, starting with a consonant, which is an R.
I've got 7.
And another R. That's twice we've had 2 R's up. A third. Oh my goodness. It's another R. We're going to try and make it 4. No, we're not. We're going to go for a consonant, which is an E. R, yeah, pirate countdown. Very much Keshi. And a vowel, which is an I. Having a think about where we want to go now. Go for another consonant. And, oh, we've moved one up. We've gone from the 18th to the 19th letter of the alphabet. For an S, another vowel, an O, a consonant, a Y, and finally a consonant, which is a T. So we've gone 18th, 19th, and finally the 20th letter of the alphabet. Interesting looking board. Let's see what you make of it. Here's clock. And there is time. Yes, Ben, let's have a look and see what you've gone for. A 7. And Toyboy, just a 6. Toyboy, what's the 6? Toyers. It's not coming up for me. Egg. Toyers.
So Toyers, T-O-Y-E-R-S. I will check that for you now. Toya is one who toys a trifler. It doesn't. Yes, Toyers is valid. Yes,
It is valid. It's good for Toyers there, so we can condone that and add that to the dictionary. However, we have got a 7 in the shape of terrors, which is valid and coming up very well played there, Pum and Ben, getting yourself 7 points, pulling away to 53. Toyboy still on 20. Anything more than a 7 egg?
Yes, there were actually 2 8s listed on the board. Did we? So we had terrors. If you were to add an I to the O and the R, you have terroir. I don't even know how to pronounce it. But it's a French land or territory.
Terroir.
Terroir.
Terroir, I imagine.
So that was the first 8. The second 8 as well, we have errorist. Errorist. And that's one who is inclined to error and one who encourages and propagates.
That's me. I'm an errorist.
There is a lot of French etymology.
There is an awful lot of French going down tonight, which I'm a big fan of. And my wife is learning French at the moment on one of those Duolingo apps. But an errorist, the opposite of a proofreader, yeah. A name change, got a royal errorist. Yeah, I like that a lot because I'm a really bad programmer who make things that don't work. Errorist, good. Let's see how the lobby got on. We've got that terroirs there from Procyon-Catane, which we've talked about and can condone. We've got Tories and Tories. Now, I would be inclined to accept the Tories and then summarily dismiss the Tories. That doesn't sound, that's not going to be a good clippable moment. I would be inclined to accept the Tories. Oh, God.
So Tories is in the Oxford English Dictionary.
Is it really? Is it actually there?
It is Tory and Tories. Tories.
Is it not a proper noun?
No, it is not. It is a noun and an adjective.
There we go. Tories is good. Oh my God, I've just said I would be happy to accept the Tories and then I've said Tories is good. What is happening? I'm out. I have to leave. No, can't do that. I would say I would be inclined to accept the Tories only if Beelzebub himself were in opposition. What about Tories?
Unfortunately not. So it's based on the Tories, Toris. There is no variation of TORR, unfortunately.
Bad luck, Clive. Soria, rioters, tyres, rose, rosier, saw, stirrer, orrery. That's a very nice one from Chardonnay there. I'm a big fan of that one. Terrors, sautier from Cola, rioters, Soria, tries. Some really nice words coming up there. So well done to the lobby. Let's see how that changes the scores. Not a lot. Tipster and Keshi still with 45. Saigai, Dave, and Ramsey Fox both with 44. On we go. Toyboy, you to pick. Don't worry, my internet's died. Oh, no. It is that sort of time. We're still live. It's a consonant to start, which is an M. And another S. And a third D. a vowel, which is an I, a second, an A, a consonant, a B, another vowel, an A, a consonant, a D, and to complete your rack, a final vowel, which is a U. Finally getting that elusive U. Nice looking letters. Let's see what you make of them. Here's that clock. Okay, there is time. Let's see how you both got on. Toad, just a 5, and Ben? Just a 4. Let's have a look at your 4. Dice. Dice is good. It's coming up here. So you can have Dice. But for 5, Dums. Egg, we need a clarification on Dums, and we're sponsored by Panasonic.
So, DUMBS is classed as an adjective and a noun is the dispute of the faculty of speech.
So
yes, that is valid.
He dums him.
Yes, correct.
Absolutely fine. You're getting yourself 5 points there, Toadboy, taking you up to 25, playing Pum and Ben's at 53. Still some catching up to do, but you have closed down that gap a little bit. Let's go over to the lobby before I come back to Egg and see if there's anything else to add to here. We've got Midas, Dums. Apparently I need to verify Dums again. If I do that, Dums was added to the dictionary. It's not collapsing. Okay, fine. Just Midas, I'm assuming, is a proper noun here, Egg.
It's not. It's an actual noun. It's the larva of some flying insects. So yes, it is not like King Midas, but it does exist in Italy.
You can have that then for 5, Paulister. And what about Dadaism? Dadaism.
So I was having a little look at the solver because the solver was only coming up with 6s, so Disbird, Iambus, and Badams. However, I had a feeling of ism words, and I went to check, and there are 3. You have 3 7s. I'm included. You have submate, you have misdorp, and Dadaism. The D-A-D-A-I-S-M. And Dadaism is it's a German lexical item. It's an early 20th century movement in art, literature, music, and film.
Very well done there. Particularly Procyon getting Dadaism there. Maids, Samba, Disbud, Daubs, Iambus from Tipster. That's a very classy word. Kudos to you there, sir. Let's have a look and see how that has changed the scores. Tipster has now taken the lead with 51, slipped a point ahead of Keshi, who is now tying up with Saigo Dave on 50. Ramsey Fox just a point behind on 49. That's the leaderboard as it stands at the moment. Let's go back to our hot seat players. And Pum and Ben, it's your pick of the letters. Starting with a vowel, an A. And another, E. And a consonant, R. Another, S. Another consonant, another R. Well, there's so many R's in this game tonight. A third vowel, an O. Another vowel, a U. A consonant, P. And finally, a consonant, which is an M. Interesting letters. Let's see what you make of them. Here's clock. Okay, time to declare. Ben, how'd you get on? A 6. And Toad Boy? A 5. What's your 5, Toad? Rears. Rears is all good. How about Ben? Arouse. Yes, to arouse somebody to get them yes, to arouse them. That's all good with me. I know Egg's got a little bit of checking to do. Quite a few words have been flagged from the lobby in that game, which he's probably going to look into. But Egg, just before you go to there, anything more than a 6?
Yes, we had an 8.
An 8?
There was an 8 on there, yeah. So you've obviously heard of the term consumer, so somebody who purchases goods. There is also prosumer, Prosumer, and that's a consumer who adopts an active role in the design of the products he or she purchases.
Very nice indeed. Prosumer there for 8. Let's have a look at the lobby. There's quite a bit of correcting we may need to do. So let's go through these. We've got Arouser, Uproars, Roamers, Remoras, Repaws, and Prosumer have all been flagged. So Prosumer we've talked about from Procyon Contain there, and indeed from Toshi, Prosumer, and also from Saigo Dave over there. Now, Arouser.
Arouser, yes, that is in the dictionary, one who arouses.
Very nice. Lots of points going out there. Uproars.
Uproars, yes, that is valid. Obviously, one who uproars.
One who causes uproar. Roamers. From Carl the Seventh over here.
So roamer is correct. A person who roams, a wanderer, rambler.
Very nice. And then 2 more. Remoras and Repaws.
So remoras is any of various slender marine fishes of the family Echidnae, which have the dorsal fin modified to form a large oval section disc for attachment to the underside of sharks.
Very nice. And Repaws.
So repaw is to pour or back again. So based on that, yes, that would be accepted.
Time to go to the verb. Isn't this nice where the words, I don't just have to say, you've just got to deal with the fact that my dictionary is not very good. Because now we can improve the dictionary from your wonderful suggestions, and all the words that came through there did end up being valid. What's that done to the scores? Tipster and Saigai Dave now tied at the top with 58. Keshi Head with 57, Ramsey Fox and Toshi with 56. Alpha Canis Minoris is creeping up, though. We're going to go on to the next round, which I believe is the last letters round of the match, and it's Toad Boy to pick. He's starting us off with a consonant, which is an S. And another H. And vowel, I. Careful now. Toad Boy's having a good think. He's going for a consonant. Oh, very close. D. Beautiful. That was so close. The Boston version. Thanks, Clive. Where are we going next, Toad? Go for another vowel. It's another I. That's really shitty. There's your rack. Your rack is pretty shitty. That's pretty shitty, sir. You beat me to it, Toad. Another consonant. N. Now we're like a cast of Mortal Kombat characters. Another consonant. D. A vowel. E. And finally, a consonant. Yes. If ever there was going to be a rack that's appeared in Countdown where it actually already is a word, shidindies, could be a thing. I don't know if that actually is a word. As far as I know, it's not. But if it is, you just had a free 9 on me. Good luck. 30 seconds. It's the clock. And that is time. And I went to do other things at the same time, and it slowed the frame rate down, and almost to the point where the zoom stops. So if the camera cuts to me before the zoom stops, it will keep zooming in on me, and I'll have to go and fix it manually. But fortunately, it didn't do that. Let's go and have a look at your declarations. Toad Boy just going for 6, and Ben going for an 8. An 8. Toad Boy, what's the 6? Dishes is all good. And Ben, Snidish, egg. It's not coming up in the dictionary. What do we think of Snidish?
Don't know, is the honest answer. No, unfortunately, nothing is coming up in the OED. I think that might have been a typo for potentially like Snidish, but that's not coming up in the OED.
I see Snyder. Yes, a couple of people in chat suggesting it might be Snidish, where if that were a thing, we probably wouldn't have an E. So unfortunately, we're not going to condone that, Pum and Ben. And Toadboy, you're going to get your 6 for dishes, taking you up to 31. Pum and Ben on 59. Egg, anything more than a 6 there?
Yeah, you missed the blatantly obvious 9.
Did I?
Yeah, you didn't.
Shedindies is not a word.
It is a word.
Can you?
It's in the OED.
Can you use it? Can you use it in a sentence for us?
No, because that doesn't happen in the OED, unfortunately.
Can't go to try. Put it in a sentence for us. Say good morning.
Good morning.
That's a nice Shedindies. Good morning. That's a nice Shedindies. I might have to make that. That might have to become a meme. I might have to make that into an emoji. Good morning. That's a nice Shedindies. Oh, these smell awful. Did the baby Shedindies? I like that. Did the baby Shedindies? All levity aside, is Shedindies a word?
No, but if you take what are we going to take out of this? If you take why can't I see? If you take one of the D's out of that word. You have got shindies, Shindies.
Shindies.
Shindies. Once I find it, where is it? It's on one of my tabs. Hold on. Let me search it again. There we go. So it is the plural of shindy, which once again going back on uproar earlier on, it's in the term of a shinty. So it's in regards to uproar.
Aha, very nice. Shindies, not Shedindies. I prefer Shedindies. No. Shindies, very nice. And a couple of people... Matt the Ref has actually put Shedindies, which would have been worth 18. Unfortunately, as has been established, it's not the right word. However, Shindies was given by Procyon and by Tipster. A couple of others we need to check here. Dist coming in from this player who I'm afraid I don't know your avatar offhand, but has gone for Dist. How do we feel about Dist?
Dist is an adjective, so that is in the dictionary. Colloquial, disconnected.
Don't be dissing me, man. Don't be dissing me. How about Hindi? Obviously the religion, but does it come under a proper noun?
Hindi comes under a noun and an adjective. It's not a proper noun. So it is shown as the native inhabitant of Ethiopia. Very
nice. Hindi is all good. Hiddens. I don't know if that can be pluralised.
No, it cannot, I'm afraid.
Unfortunately, not good, Clive, unfortunately. How about shinies over here from, I think, Lingomaniac?
You've got shiny and shine, so shiny, Shiny, Shiney. But unfortunately, it does not get pluralised to IES.
Unfortunately, not in the dictionary yet, shinies, despite what you might find in Pokemon. Ash got caught by Hindi in the countdown 20 as a proper noun. Bad luck. So not one you're going to forget in a hurry. But you got insides, which is very nice. Some other nice ones there. Shindies, insides, dist, and dines, dished. All very nice indeed. We've got a tie at the top again. Tipster and Side Guy Dave now on 66 points apiece. Keshi on 64. Alpha Canis Minoris, AK Procyon Catane, Ramsey Fox, Toshi all on 63. We move into our final numbers game, and it is Pum and Ben to pick. How many would you like, Pum and Ben? And hopefully it'll all work. Sorry, Matt. I can only apologise. How many do you want, Ben? Do 0 large. You're being encouraged to do zero large. Matt's code for 30 points as compensation from me. Is there some contention coming in on Hindi here? Capitalised in the dictionary. Have we lost Ben? Oh, Egg is telling me it's both in the dictionary. Ah. Did Ben say something and I missed it? Or have we lost Ben? Or have we lost me? Egg?
No, I'm here.
You're here. I am still live. Well, that's good to hear. We appear to have... Oh, you're sending in the whisper. Okay. Sorry, I always panic about this sort of time when yeah. So, Pom and Ben is currently sending in the whisper. Hopefully that will appear soon, and we can pick the numbers for the last numbers game of the match. Sorry, I'm going to stop rocking on my chair now. Oh, I'm dizzy. Come on, Ben. Knock on wood. Internet is behaving. Ben, did you maybe send it and it's... No, it still says setting up round here. So... Huh. It's definitely you to pick. How many would you like? Tell me in public chat, Pum and Ben, and I will send the message manually. That's because that's all the balls are flagged in the right place. Pum and Ben. Zero large or small. Let's see if we can do it this way. No, it's not doing it that way either. Okay, that's a problem. Alright. No idea what's happening there. So apparently the bot's just like gone to sleep. But I can pick zero large anyway, and we'll see what happens. So zero large or small. That's still working. We've got a 1 and a 3 and a 5, a 6 and an 8, and a target of 456. Remember, you must submit a declaration as well as you're working, or your answer will not count, exclamation mark, followed by your declaration. Hopefully the bot will come back to life. I've no idea why that wasn't working there. But
the bot is typing in chat, so it is alive.
Okay, so the bot's alive. Fingers crossed there was just something else. I'll investigate what's going on there. Good luck. Here's the clock. 15 seconds to finish your working. And I've got a decoration from Toad Boy. So, bot definitely working. And there's your grace time expired. Let's have a look at your declarations. Pum and Ben, no declaration, 456 away, maybe playing the averages game there. Toad Boy's gone for 3, which is 453 away, which is not close enough, I'm afraid. There was a way of doing it, actually. If you went like that, 3 times 6 plus 1, which would have been 19, times by 3, which is something, times by 8, which is the 456. And I've just noticed that's that rather good Doctor Who spin-off Torchwood, the 456, with the creatures in that. But yes, it was doable. Not ever going to get astronomic with those sorts of numbers. And Toad Boy trying for 3, unfortunately, no good. Let's have a look at the lobby. Those are your scores as they stand on the leaderboard. Tipster in the lead, along with Saigar Dave, both of them on 66. As we come to the conundrum, it's not crucial so we don't dim the lights, even though that is now a thing. How the conundrum works, gentlemen, and lobby indeed, so not just the gentleman here, but everyone who's in the lobby. How this works is that you simply whisper what the answer is. Again, only the first answer will be accepted. if a player in the hot seat buzzes, submissions will temporarily be frozen for the lobby. Okay? So it might be worth resubmitting after the fact. At the moment, in fact, can you add this to the to-do list, Egg? I need to add in a... I need to add in a command that will ping back a message to users if they submit when the clock isn't on. So if a player buzzes and then you submit while the clock is off, it won't accept it, it won't process it, but also you won't be charged, so to speak. Your answer won't be processed. But it does mean you will have to resubmit it when the clock restarts. So... And you only have until the players buzz, lobby. You've only got until such a time as both players have buzzed, after which the clock is locked and you can't submit anymore. So you are in a little bit of a race against them here. All you've got to do is type your answer to the conundrum. You don't need to buzz, just the answer. Whisper it to the bot. Good luck. Fingers on buzzers as we reveal today's first countdown conundrum. Oh, Toadboy's telling me he whispered. Okay, something's amiss there. It's saying it's conundrum and it's not saying clock's on. Wasn't saying the clock was off. What did you whisper, Toadboy? Something else I need to put in is to actually whisper the conundrum itself into the chat, because it's not currently appearing there. Ah, you whispered infinites. Yes, so that would have been wrong. Anyway, Toadboy. Let's have a look. The answer was... A few people thinking they got it. Was intensity. A few people getting that. Very well done if you did. There's no grace time on that, so it's possible, Toadboy, it was out of time, maybe, but it didn't look like it was. Let's see if it processed any answers from the lobby. Yes, it did. With Toshi and Samster, Tipster, Keshi, Lewis and Saigai Dave all getting that. That's a really sad typo, I'm afraid, 8Minky. But that is intestiny and beyond. Around the 15-second mark. Okay, there's clearly some more bugs in there. Ed, can you mark that one up for me as well? But it was wrong anyway, but... it might be, actually, that might not be a bug. Give me a second, because that might be... Let me check. Let me just check something, Toad, because of a feeling... If it didn't have 9 characters in it, it may be it doesn't accept any answers that aren't exactly 9 characters. ID.username equals control hot seat players until... Oh no, message.length is less than 10. So it should have accepted that. Not sure what...
That was 10 letters. So if it was less than 10, it wouldn't have accepted.
Oh, right. That'll be why then.
Infinity's just 10 letters.
Right. There we go. That solved that problem. So it's just the number issue, the number round issue, and was there another bug? As well as the one in the number round going to the wrong player?
Apart from what you just mentioned, no.
Okay. Let's see if anything else comes up. So, lobby leaderboard. Tipster and Saigai Dave, it is a tie between you two. I'm not going to a second conundrum for the lobby game, but you can take the tie. Very many congratulations to you both, and a valiant effort to Keshi Head. 74, just a couple of points behind. As to our hot seat game, I'll give you a second just to take in those scores there. That's how the leaderboard stands at the end of the first game. By and large, I think that all worked reasonably well. Half a teapot each, I think, yeah. Well, Tipster's going to arm wrestle you for that teapot, though, Saigai Dave. Goodness me, what Tipster wouldn't give for a countdown teapot? Crucial countdown conundrum. It does go to a crucial countdown conundrum, but only if there's a tie in the hot seat players. So take the bottom. Nice. As to our feature game, Toadboy finishes on 31. A great first effort, but Pum and Ben is the victor with 59. Very many congratulations to you, Ben. And I hope you two have had fun in our first game of Countdown. We're going to play a second. We're going to play a second game of Countdown. I'll go for a short break. I'm going to refill my wine glass. And then I will be back very shortly. I am curious in hearing if you've got any feedback. If you want to go to the Discord and go over to the suggestions section for anything that you think I might have missed or maybe needs changing in this game, then please do pop it into the suggestions section of the Discord. A couple of bugs notwithstanding, obviously, that we've already caught. It's a first time airing, so there are always inevitably going to be things that went wrong. That bug with the numbers around it did actually come up the other day, but I thought I knew what it. I thought it was connected to another issue that I fixed, but it turns out it's not. So I will look into that. We're going to play another game. I'm also curious to hear if you think 15, which is the traditional Channel 4 version, is good, or if you think it'd be better to be sort of more arcade style and just do 7, because I've got the options for both. We're going to watch the credits. Stay tuned, and we'll be back with more Countdown right after the break. If I focus on the right screen. There we go. I must shuffle my papers. Welcome back to Countdown, where we're going to be playing game number 2. If you can solve the conundrum and get into the lobby. Everything going into whispers. Of course, nothing in the public chat. I will resolve that conundrum for you in due course. I should have put this up before. This should have been at the break. JPB is the first into the lobby. Very well done there, JPB, on solving that conundrum. First player into the lobby. I will resolve that in due course. In fact, this is going to become the tea time teaser, or the wine time whittle, as it were. Keshi, the second into the lobby. Wait, what? To them 3 times? Yeah, you need to solve that conundrum to get into the lobby. Remember, you can self-exclude if you want to go on the exclusion list. Why is my exclusion list not populating?
Know. Yeah. Why did Matt get added to the exclusion list?
What's going on there?
That's people attempting to join. Yeah, are the wrong answers going to the exclusion list, Ben?
They're not actually being added to the exclusion list. Let me look at the code. I think that's just a stray command. I can say with some confidence you're not going to the exclusion list. Pum and Ben, I put you on the exclusion list because you played in the last game. Let me just look at the code briefly. Hang on. 4 people have solved my conundrum so far. 5. Exclusion list. That's why. Yeah, I must not be returning somewhere. I knew this was going to come back and bite me. So, message received, enter or leave lobby. Break, add a player. No, it should be returning after there, rather than going into if lobby open and doesn't contain exclusion and messages exclude. I think that's just a stray message. I can say with some confidence you're not going on the exclusion list. I've only got 2 people on the exclusion list at the moment, Pum and Ben and Toad Boy. And now JSG plays. So ignore that message. That's something. If you add that to the to-do list, that's just a bit of a stray message that's getting away. Right, that's enough time. I'm going to solve that conundrum for you. It was game night. Come join the lobby if you'd like to play in game number 2. There we go. No, it's 2 words. Game night. No, JPB, you're not on the exclusion list. Just Pum and Ben, Toad Boy, and JSG plays on the exclusion list at the moment. So if you'd like to self-exclude because you don't want to be in the hot seat, if you just want to play from the lobby, ! Exclude.
That hasn't added JPB.
No, Cola's gone on. Gruff, aka Arlo, has gone on. Jack Wilfred has not gone on.
Is it because it's already flagged them as saying they've been added previously? Is it?
No, because it's just this exclusion list is the only one that's there.
But I'm saying based on the message that appeared in the chat, is it now not flagging them onto the exclusion list?
No, the message in the chat that's just a fire and forget. That's not a thing. Command still. I don't think it'll be anything to do with mobile JSG plays. It'll be sponsored by Panasonic. I don't know. What I'm going to do, would anyone object if I closed and restarted it, just in case there's people who want to go on the exclusion list who aren't already there? If I close and restart, then actually no, because I'll lose that conundrum if I do that. I don't want to do that. Okay, anybody who wants to go on the exclusion list, just let me know. I've got Pum. No, I'm not going to close and restart because I'll lose the conundrum. It'll flag the conundrum as used, even though it hasn't been. So I've got Pum and Ben, Toad Boy, JSG Plays, Cola, Gruff aka Arlo, and Sci Guy Dave are on the exclusion list at the moment.
JPB 1982 needs to be.
Jack Wilfred is on the exclusion list now. So that seems to be. So maybe leaving and rejoining the lobby. There's obviously something amiss there. JPB, I don't know if maybe leaving and rejoining the lobby might make good for you to go on the exclusion list, or I can add you manually from this end if you prefer. Type the type the code again. If you type game night again, then you'll leave, and then. So there's JPB.
Everything is all in whispers, by the way, guys. Stop putting the commands into chat.
Everything needs to be in whispers. So, oh, that might be why exclude isn't working. Because you need to type it in whispers. Dogfish is now on the exclusion list. You need to whisper exclude. Yeah, that could be why. So whisper exclude. There you go. JPB, you're now on the exclusion list, as is GMN Prime. So yeah, that was it. Simple as that. Everything's in whispers. Nothing is done in public chat in this game. Yeah, there you go. That's worked this time, JPB. So you're now on the exclusion list, and everything Topper One Gaming needs to be whispered to Persephone's Twitch bot. What's happening this week while we're on this? Oh, thank you for the bits. 200 bits. Thank you, Matt the Ref. Very grateful to you. Yes, this game is played in whispers. Entirely in whispers. Persephone's Twitch bot. Why have you been removed, Topper One Gaming? You haven't been removed.
No, you're in the lobby. You're at the bottom.
You're in the lobby. You're at the bottom. What's happening this week, Ash? What are you doing tomorrow, mate? You're not. You're in the lobby, Topper One Gaming. 1,000 heartbeats. That'll be fun. 1,000 heartbeats with Ash tomorrow. So do go pop over to Ash's stream tomorrow evening at 8 PM if you'd like some 1,000 heartbeats. Quizzy Dan, likewise, is going to be streaming on Thursday with Quizzy Bingo, as far as I know. And then Friday, also on Ash's channel, Catnip's back with Golden Mind. I'm going to be here on Saturday with Halloween special, The Purge and the Escape Artist. That'll be fun. That's here on Saturday, so do pop along for that. Tipser's back with the Pinnacle Larder on Sunday evening. You've got Quets at a couple of times as well. Matt the Ref is going to be starting a brand new... See, there's no underscores in that command. There we go. Matt the Ref is going to be starting a brand new series of, I believe, Take It or Leave It on Monday next week at 8 PM over on his channel, so do go and check that out. Next week is the first Tuesday of the month, so next week we are back to Millionaire. If you would like to write some Millionaire questions, you can do In It to Win It. Not Take It or Leave It, my bad, sorry, Matt. In It to Win It with Matt on Monday. Brand new In It to Win It. And if you want to come and join the Discord, you want to maybe write some questions for us, we've got Who's to Be a Millionaire next week. It'd be lovely to have some new question packs for that, so do pop your way over if you'd like to get involved. Also, clock go back everywhere else on Sunday, everywhere else. So went back this week for us in the UK, this weekend just gone, but next weekend for everybody else, apparently. So do keep your eyes on the time. And if in doubt, just check the Discord and all will come through in there. Right, we're going to pick a couple of players to come and play in the second game of Countdown this evening. Veal Success. Let's pick some players. Shadowmane, PX41, and We Like Shapes. Welcome to the game. You are going to be joined in Dictionary Corner once again by our friend from Wales, Egg Fried Cheese, who I'm very grateful to. Egg, I think it all went reasonably well in the first game.
Yeah, I kind of like the way that I have to rush to check answers before you come to me, which is always good fun.
Absolutely, it's got to make you work.
It's okay, and I'll be honest, the build is a lot better now that version 1.0 got thrown into Mordor.
Well, it got thrown into the public domain, and it's been really nice actually to see some people playing it in the server. And from my point of view, it's quite nice in a way to look back and think, oh, that's where I was. And so it's just quite nice to see progress, no matter how far down the line you get. Seeing physical progress in front of you, so is nice to see, and I'm I don't want to say proud, because pride is like the capital vice, which is not a good thing to be, but I'm quite happy with how this has turned out. Obviously, a couple of bugs still in the works, which I will iron out before we play again. Remember, Game Night Classics on Tuesday. Countdown is going to be on the 4th Tuesday of every month. Millionaire on the 1st, Blockbusters and the Code on the 2nd, Wheel and Deal on the 3rd, and Countdown on the 4th. Viewer's choice as and when there is a 5th. And then, of course, Originals on Saturday. So, Shadowmane and We Like Shapes. Hopefully you caught enough of the first game to know what's going on. All of it is done in whispers. And the very best of luck to you. If you're playing in the lobby, you can play along with everything apart from the numbers game. let's go to our first round right now. Shadowmane, it's going to be you to pick. So C or V or consonant or vowel to the whisper bot, and we'll start picking those letters. We're starting off with a consonant, which is an N. Oh, excuse me, N for November. And vowel, E. And another consonant, X. Another vowel, A. Another vowel, another E. A consonant, F. Another consonant, a T. Another consonant, another T, and a final letter pick to finish a vowel, an A. Interesting board, particularly with that X there. Good luck to you all whispering to the bot. Here's the clock. Okay, time at the end of this first game. How did you both get on? Let's have a look. Shadowmane declaring an 8. We Like Shapes, just a 6. We Like Shapes, what's your 6? Fatten, yes, fatten is all good. To fatten the calf. X-fatten is what Shadowmane is prompting for. Egg, not coming up in my dictionary. Anything from your end?
No, unfortunately not. You have defatten and defatted, but unfortunately X-fatten is not valid, I'm afraid.
Bad luck there, Shadowmane. Not going to fly on this occasion. Egg, anything bigger than a 6?
No, not really. Loads of 6s. Extent, fatten, as obviously mentioned. Fante, which is quite a nice word. Fantee. It's the Akan language of the Niger-Congo family, which is coming up, but I'm not too sure if that would be classed as a proper noun. But it's just an interesting fact. Fante.
Fanty, thank you very much. Let's see how the lobby got on with that. Lots of fattens there. And next, a couple of non-submissions. Nothing that we need to verify. Extant and extent as well. A couple of others there. Lots of players in the lobby off the mark. Lots of players with 6 there. I shan't go through the list for you, but you can see where you stand after board number 1. Let's go on to our next game. And We Like Shapes. It's you to pick the letters. C or V or consonant or vowel, whispering to the bot. And your avatar will do the rest. Who's in the danger zone? Wrong game, that. That's Saturdays. Starting with a consonant from We Like Shapes, which is a D. And a vowel. I. Another consonant. S. You'd be dissing me, man. Another consonant. L. And vowel. O. Something to add, there is I think a 2-second cooldown after your submissions, which might play here. A consonant, which is a T. Basically, wait for the bot to say you can now whisper your next letter is your cue for the next one. 3 more We Like Shapes. A consonant, an R, a vowel, an I, and to finish, a final consonant, an S. That's another one that looks a lot like a word already. Let's see what you make of it. It's clock. Okay, Dyslotris was your board. We Like Shapes. How'd you do? Just a 5? And Charamain? A 6. So We Like Shapes, what's your 5? Solid. Solid is all good. It is a solid answer. But for 6, put the other S on the end and you get solids from Charamain right there. Very good for 6. Tying up the scores. 6 each. Egg, anything more than a 6 in that one? Egg?
Helps if I press the button on my stream deck to unmute my microphone.
Yes, it does.
So, there were a couple of 7s. So, one of them, unfortunately, did come up as invalid, distros. But we did have a valid one, distills. However, I did come up with an 8. So, I came up with Solidist, Solidist. And Solidist is one who believes in or holds the doctrine of solidism.
It's not the one who's got the most mass.
No, it is not. But there was another one which did come up, which was Sistroid, Sistroid. However, that is coming up in the solver, but I don't have a definition for that, so I don't think that's going to be valid.
Okay.
Obviously, that was flagged in the solver.
Well, we'll see what the lobby said. There were a couple that needed flagging there. Distills with 1L. Is that good?
Ooh, a good question.
Because I automatically went to 2 L's in distills. I thought that was how it was spelled.
Yes, it is. It's a vessel used in distillation. So yes, distills is correct, valid with 1 and or 2 L's.
Very nice. Stolids from Carl the 7th.
Stolids, I think I did check that, and I think that didn't come up. No, that's not valid, unfortunately.
Bad luck there, Carl. We've got Sistroid from Procyon.
So that was the one that came up in one of my solvers, and that is not shown as valid. So if you can provide a definition, because that's not coming up in the OED.
We need OED or Merriam-Webster. One of either of those. If it comes up on Urban Dictionary or something.
It's not coming up in either, unfortunately. It's coming up in the solver, but it's not coming up in OED or Merriam-Webster, I'm afraid.
Then it's not going to fly, I'm afraid, Procyon. We must have OED or Merriam-Webster definitions of Sistroid. It must be in the dictionary for that to be valid. Solidist here for an 8. Is this how it was spelt?
Solidist.
Very nice indeed. And finally from JPB, Drat. I know it's a French word, I think. Drite? Droit?
It is a right illegal claim to what is one's due. Yes, that is correct. It is valid.
Very nice indeed. Idiots from Dogfish there for 6. And likewise from J-Box up at the top. Very, very nice indeed. Some lovely words. Very well played there, Lobby. Sistroid and Stolids, unfortunately, not going through. We have a definition for Sistroid. I'm still going to go with if it's not an OED or Merriam-Webster, then it's not going to fly. That's the rule. That's the rule we play by, whether or not there's angle the
it's coming up on the freedictionary.com.
Not good enough, I'm afraid.
It looks like it's coming up in Collins Dictionary as Sistroid. But it's not coming up in OED or Merriam-Webster.
We have to have rules, because if we start going down the route of if you can find the definition anywhere online, then then we're going to get into all sorts of trouble when people start using Urban Dictionary as a reference point. The rules that we play in this game, it must be in OED or Merriam-Webster, so I'm afraid I'm not going to allow it on this occasion. We've got to have rules somewhere, because I'm sure you could. It'd be very easy to start dictionaries that don't have sort of verifications or checkpoints, things like Wikipedia, where anybody can edit them. I'm sure people aren't going to start making fake articles and fake words for the sake of an online game, but we've got to have a limitation, and our metrics are OED or Merriam-Webster. So on this occasion, not going to fly. Let's see what that does to the scores. JSG plays into the lead by a point with 14. Keshi and Cola and Sagar Dave and Tipster all on 13. On we go to our first numbers game then. Charmaine, it's you to pick. Tell me to the bot how she needs. Shanids is still a word. Charmaine, how many large would you like? Whisper to the bot. 2 large we're going for. Okay, let's have our 2 large. And before I bring them up, just a reminder, type clear to the bot if you would like to clear out your method. But apart from that, every line of your method, do type it to the bot. And when you're done, exclamation mark. This is on a new line, exclamation mark, followed by your declaration. Otherwise, your declaration won't count. You've got 15 seconds of grace after the timer finishes to finish putting your methods in. I can overrule it if I feel you are within. Why is there an exclamation mark coming up there? Probably because I've not pressed the button yet, so apparently Shadowmane can still type. I think I changed that. So yeah, so it's too large. And we'll go from there. Hopefully you saw the last game and you've got the hang of it. Here's too large for you. You've got a 3 and a 3, a 5 and another 5, a 50 and a 75, and the target 431. Remember, you must submit a declaration, exclamation mark, followed by your number or your declaration when you're done. Good luck. Here's the clock. And lobby, just take a little break for a minute. I've got a method just starting to come in from We Like Shapes. Now you've got about 10 seconds to get it in We Like Shapes. Looks like you're pretty close to being there, so I can override this timer if you don't get it in time. I'm just going to put the clock back on. We Like Shapes, it looks like you're only a line away, so the solution was forthcoming. So We Like Shapes, if you'd like to finish off. I got the second line of your solution, We Like Shapes, so if there's any more to add. Okay, so you need to type exclamation mark and then the declaration in order to confirm it, otherwise it won't count. There we go. And that's been accepted there. So we can switch the clock off. Let's go and have a look at those declarations. No declaration from Shadowmane. We Like Shapes going for 425 though, so 6 away. This will be worth 5 points if you can prove the theory. It seems to be going on to the right person at the moment. So what we've done here, and Egg, can you verify this as we go? We've got 3 times 3 times 50, which is going to be 450. 5 times 5 is 25, and then 450 minus 25. It's not written, but it is implied from the working that is there for 425. That does match with the declaration. Does that check out for you, Egg?
That does, yes.
Fantastic. Then we will condone that, and that is 5 points to We Like Shapes. Of course, there was a way of getting there if you went like this. 5 times 75 plus 3 plus 3 plus 50 would have got you there. If you know your 75 times tables, you'd have been there in a jiffy. But that was the solution that we had there. No change to the lobby game at this point. So JSG plays still in the lead. And we go on to the next letters game. And We Like Shapes, it's you to pick. Got to learn your 75s, Jack Wilfred, absolutely. Starting with a consonant, and it's an L. And another. N. A vowel. E. Another vowel. I. A consonant. R. Another vowel. O. A consonant. S. Doing quick fire there. Quick succession. 2 more We Like Shapes. A vowel, which is an I, and finally a consonant, which is a P. 30 seconds. Here's that countdown clock. And that's time. Let's see how you'll fared. We Like Shapes going for 7. Shadowmane also going for 7. We Like Shapes, what was your 7? Sirloin, as in the steak, absolutely fine, coming up in the dictionary. And Shadowmane, Inspire, equally inspired, 7 points apiece. Very nicely done. Scores going up to 13 to Shadowmane, 18 to We Like Shapes. Egg, could we improve on 7?
We could. There were a number of 8s. So there were 4 8s in total. We had Pilosine, we had Prolines, or Prolines, we had Lionizer, which is spelled in the OED with a Z, but there is an English definition containing an S. Those were the interesting 3. There was really one interesting one, which I think you'll like, Ben, which is also an 8.
Mm-hmm.
Which is Ripienos.
Oh, now I'm going to tell you what that is. I'm going to tell you what it is. Now I need to make sure I can actually spell it, because I didn't listen to you then. No, don't. R-I-P-I-E-N-O-S. Now, a ripieno is a musical term used in Baroque, and it's basically a strand or a theme from a Baroque concerto. Am I right?
I don't have that amount of information. Basically,
well,
I've got an orchestral and vocal composition.
Yeah, that's okay. It's more. I'm harking back to my A-level music here. It's slightly more specific than that, but yeah, ripienos would have been good. Lovely. I didn't spot that, but it is a good word. How did the lobby get on? Just a couple here that we need to check. Proline seems to be a popular choice that's not been accepted.
Yes, it is valid. Proline is the heterocyclic amino acid which occurs in proteins and is a major constituent of collagen. So yes, it can be pluralized as a noun.
Very nice. We've got 5 over here. That's a valiant effort for 5. Might be the trying to declare the number of letters. What about sporin from Arlomage here?
Sporin, unfortunately, no search results were found for the spelling on either Merriam-Webster. So you've got sporin, which is S-P-O-R-R-A-N, but not sporin, S-P-O-R-E-N.
Bad luck there, Arlomage. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. JSG plays retaining that lead with 22. Saigo Dave in second with 21. Keshi, Coda, and Ape all with 20. Back to the hot seat game. Shadowmane, it's your letters. A consonant to start. A T. And another S. And a vowel A. Another consonant R. Very nice. Another consonant P. Another consonant N. A vowel I. A consonant a T. And I believe you're going to have to pick a vowel for this final one because you must have at least 3. So it won't allow you to pick a consonant. And there we go, a vowel, which is an O. Sarpnito. Anything to make of that? Here's the clock. Sarpinto, very nearly there. How did we do? Shadowmane, 6. And We Like Shapes declaring a 7. So what's your 6, Shadowmane? Paints. Yes, paints is all good for 6. For 7, We Like Shapes. Rations, yes, very nice indeed. Rations, good for 7, taking up to 25. We Like Shapes increasing their lead. 25 playing Shadowmane's 13. Rations, Egg. Anything else?
Yeah. In actual fact, there were 2 9s.
Oh, tell me more. Tell me more.
So, first of which, as interesting as it is, train spot. It's just one word. Train Spot, Trainspot, and it's to engage in Train Spot in order to be a Train Spotter.
Nice.
So that's a nice 9. And there is a second 9 also listed, which is Protistan, Protistan, which is of, relating to, or belonging to the kingdom Protista.
Very nice indeed. Train Spot and Protestant, both there for 9. Did anyone in the lobby pick up any 9s? Certainly they did. We've got Train Spot there from Cola. We've got Protestant here from, I think, is that JSG Plays? Might be, and certainly from Procyon over there. Starpoint. The letters were there, but anything on Starpoint coming up, Egg?
Unfortunately not. I have done a quick search on that. I haven't looked at all of the others that got flagged, unfortunately, because there were quite a few.
There were a lot of flags there. We've got In Parts, Repeato, Tarpit, and Pointar.
But yeah, Starpoint is not coming up in the OED or Merriam-Webster, unfortunately, so that can't be accepted, I'm afraid.
Bad luck there, Ape. In Parts, I think it might be Impart, I-M-P-A-R-T-S.
That would be correct, yes. So it's Impart, I-M.
So no good for Impart. What about Repeato?
How is that spelled?
R-A-P-I-T-O.
I-T-O, let's have a... Helps if I can spell correctly.
Nah. Saigo Dave, sorry. I'm getting Saigo Dave and JSG Plays mixed up.
So Repeato is not coming up in either Merriam-Webster or OED, unfortunately, so that can't be accepted.
Bad luck, Arlo. Tarpits and Pointar.
So Tarpits, T-A-R-P-I-T-S. I think that is I think Tarpits, if memory serves, is
2 words.
It's hyphenated, unfortunately.
Hyphenated.
So Tarpits is hyphenated.
Bad luck.
So that wouldn't be accepted.
And from Matt the Ref, Pointar.
P-O-I-N-T-A-R. Pointure is, and pointer is a form of pointure, which is the action or act of pricking a spike or a pointed weapon, so that can be accepted.
Very nice indeed. Well played, Matt. A few other nice ones coming in there. Patriot, Sprint, Rations, Tarts, Tarp, Station, Strain. Lots and lots of words coming through there, so very well played in the lobby. Guy Dave now takes the lead with 39. Cola in second with 38. Procyon Contain in third with 32. On we go to our second numbers game, and it is We Like Shapes to pick. Whisper your message to the bot how many large numbers you'd like. And hopefully we'll know the drill. Lobby, you can take a little break for a minute. Just the one large. Okay, let's have a look and see what comes up. You've got a 1 and a 6, a 7 and a 9, a 10 and a 25, and the target 343. Remember, at the end of your declaration, you must type as a new line, exclamation mark, followed by your declaration. Good luck. Here's the clock. 15 seconds grace to finish your submissions if you would like to. Remember, you do need to type the declaration as its own line. That's the grace time expired. I'm going to undo the clock because you've both started getting submissions in, so do retype. Oh, so that's a nothing declaration from one player. Shadowmane, it looks as though you do want to actually type this declaration in here, so do formally submit your declaration. You have got to formally submit it. Exclamation mark first. Exclamation mark first. There we go, the declaration is in. Let's have a look and see how you got on. Oh, I need to press the clock off. So, no declaration from We Like Shapes. Did start a method, but didn't get there in the end. Shadowmane has got to 343, though, apparently. Let's see how he got there. And again, it's doing that weird thing. So if this is correct, I need to reject it, and then if Shadowmane is right, manually adjust his point. I don't know why this bug is still coming up. It seems to be on the second numbers round. So I'll look into that. But Shadowmane has gone. Egg will hopefully verify this. 25 plus 10 is 35. 9 plus 1 is 10. 35 times 10 is 350. And then minus a 7 for 343. Does that check out for you, Mr. Cheese?
It does.
Fantastic. 343. Very nice. So I'm going to reject the answer because it was on the wrong person. Numbers game's now ended. And now player name to override is Shadowmane PX41. And player score to override is 23 because you got it exactly right. So that's going to be 23. There you go, Shadowmane. We'll do it the manual way. We'll do it live. And again, I will look into that bug. Thank you for your patience with that. No changes to the lobby because it was a numbers game. Saigo Dave still in the lead. On we go to the next letters game. And Shadowmane, it's you to pick. Starting with a consonant. It's a C. And a vowel. A. Another consonant. R. I've got a 3. Another consonant. K. A vowel. U. Another vowel. A. A consonant. L. Another consonant. R. And finally, a consonant, which is N. Here's the clock. Oh, is there drama happening? Drama happening in the Flush household. Nothing major. Let's have a look at your declarations. Shadowmane, 5. We like shapes. Also 5. Shadowmane, what's your 5? Clank. Yes, to clank and crunch those chains. All good for me. And crunk. Crunk is not coming up. Egg, can we get some clarity on crunk?
I will double check that for you now. Crunk is coming up. It's horse harsh cryo crook.
Very nice. 5 points each. Still only 2 points in it. Shadowmane moves up to 28. We like shapes up to 30. Only 5s there, Egg. Anything more from yourself?
Yeah, we had a number of 7s. As I rather than go over them, a couple of the interesting ones. Caracul. So that was Karacul.
No, never mind.
Karacul.
Let's try that then.
It's also spelt with 2 K's and 2 C's as well. It's a breeder sheep with coarse wiry fur. Funny how that comes up from the Welshman.
Quite.
and Norcra as well. Neucrar, which is a member of a Norcria householder in classical Greek Athens.
Is that Neucrar?
Naucrar.
There we go. Very nice. A couple of 7s. Let's see what the lobby had to offer. Carnal and Canal, Crank and Clunk, Lurk, Carnal. A couple of clarifications. Raku, R-A-K-U.
Raku is acceptable, yes.
Very nice.
That has been checked.
Unrack.
Unrack, unfortunately, it's not coming up in either Merriam-Webster or OED.
Bad luck on that one,
You've
Clive.
Unpack and rank and sack, but nothing for unrack, I'm afraid.
Lacuna.
So, lacuna.
Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Sorry.
It is valid, and it is the sunken panels in such a ceiling.
There we go. Cannula.
So cannula, typically spelt with 2 N's, however, can be spelt with 1. So that is valid.
All good. And Lanark is the other one.
So Lanark, as far as I'm aware, is. Let me just check. Okay. Oh, it's not coming up in OED.
Let's try Merriam.
Let's double check. It is coming up in Merriam, but it is capitalised, unfortunately. It's the former county of South Central Scotland.
Yes, I was going to say Lanarkshire is something I'm familiar with, but Lanark, unfortunately,
that wouldn't be accepted.
No good there. Sorry to Matt. Saigar Dave in the league with 45. Cola Cola's got 43. Procyon Catane with 39. As we move on to our next letters game, and We Like Shapes, it's you to pick. Starting off with a consonant. It's a V. And another. H. And vowel. A. I'm assuming players are writing down their letters in between on with a pen and paper, which does make it slightly more fun. So there might be a little bit of time. Another vowel, which is an A. A consonant. A Y. Another consonant. An M. A vowel. O. A consonant. An S. Finally, a 1 point letter in Scrabble. That's not a vowel. And to finish, a final consonant, which is a D. Interesting looking rack there. Good luck with this. Here's the clock. So a slightly tricky looking board, certainly from where I'm sitting. Let's see how you got on. We Like Shapes declaring 5. Shadowmane declaring 5 as well. We Like Shapes, what's your 5? Vamos. I know it's a Spanish word, but it's not coming up in our dictionary. Egg.
I'm going to just double check. I don't think it will be valid. Let me just double check. No, it's not coming up in either, I'm afraid.
Bad luck, We Like Shapes. It's definitely a Spanish word meaning let's go or come on, but not in English. Shadowmane, Shady. That is coming up, and you can get 5 points. And with that, Shadowmane has snuck the lead. 33 now plays 30. Tricky board, Egg. Anything else worth talking about?
This was a horrendous set of letters. Loads. Honestly, up to letter 7, there were only 4s. It was that bad. Adding obviously the S and the D there did give a number of other letters, including a 6, which is Moshav, Moshav. It's Hebrew of origin. It's a village or settlement consisting of agricultural small holdings, partly on an individual basis. And then the rest of those are 5s, unfortunately nothing more than a 6.
Thank you very much. Moshav for 6. Let's see how the lobby got on. Shady, Days, Mash, Ham. All very nice. We've got a couple of people going for Moshav, which we've discussed already, which we can allow. Mashy, M-A-S-H-Y.
Yep, it is an adjective having the appearance or consistency of a mash.
Very nice. Dosha, D-O-S-H-A.
That is valid. That is in Ayurvedic medicine. Each of the 3 humors circulating in the body and governing physiological activity.
Very nice. Savoy.
That is correct. You'd think that looking at it, it's designated of any several rough-leaved Harvey varieties of cabbage, were the cultivated forms of brassica.
I thought it was a proper noun. I thought it might be a place. So stomping. Night, Dylan. Might be stomping at the Savoy.
The thing is, the first one is capitalised, but yet in Savoy spinach, it is not capitalised.
Right here, all good.
Therefore, as based on that, I would say that it is valid.
Your word is final on this. Finally, mayo, as in Simon.
Yeah, you'd think that mayo mayonnaise shortened for that. It's actually a card game, perhaps, which is also shortened to more.
Very nice. So we're accepting mayo.
Correct, yes.
Very nice, Jack Wilfred. Getting mayo in there. Everybody who submitted there getting some points. Nicely done. So, top of the leaderboard, Saigai Dave with 50, Coda's in second with 48, Procyon is in third with 45. Let's go on to our next round, which is our third numbers game, and it looks like it is Charlemagne to pick. Charlemagne, what would you like? Going for the one large this time. You know the drill by now. Let's have a look, see what you've got. You've got a 3 and a 6, a 7 and an 8, a 10 and a 50, and a target 708. You know the drill. Clear if you want to restart, but you must submit your whole method and then exclamation mark followed by your declaration at the end. Good luck. Here's the clock. 15 seconds grace time. Not had any submissions started yet, so you've got to be quick, which means I won't extend it beyond this 15 seconds. You've got to get it all in. And that's the end of the grace time. However, that method did start coming in. If that method is complete, I'll accept that one from that contestant and I'll reopen it to allow.
My opinion on that didn't start until the grace period actually.
Yeah, that was sort of my unspoken rule, is that if you've started submitting before the 30 seconds, then I will extend it. If it starts submitting afterwards, you've only got that 15 seconds to get your answer in. So based on my own inherent rules, I'm going to not extend that, even though that is looking like it's pretty close and the correct answer. The submission didn't start before the 30 seconds. It's a discretionary rule, and it's something that may need to be discussed moving forward, but that's the rule I'm taking for the moment. Just before I go to the submissions, can we take it easy on the "this is real easy" in chat? It's a slightly vulgar thing to read, and it doesn't arrogate yourself particularly well to everybody else. So just take it easy. If you've got it, you can just say, yep, got it, or just type the answer or something like that. We don't need to go through and delete all the messages down, Matt. That's fine. Don't worry about going through it. Just a point of... It just looks slightly vulgar just to go through and say this is really easy. Just, yeah, take it easy on that. Thanks. No declarations there from either player. Both 708 away. It looked like We Like Shapes was on the way towards getting it, but like I say, House Rule, the submission didn't start until the grace period did, which means I'm not going to extend it, which is sort of my rationale on it, because everything's up there in the chat. We had a way you could have got there, certainly, would have been to go something like this. 6 divided by 3, which is 2, times by 7 is 14, times by 50, which is 700, and add on the 8 for 708. Certainly would have got you there. Yeah, I don't like to sort of do tellings off on stream. I'm not in high school anymore, but just take it easy on that. So, score stayed the same, 33 to Shadowbane, 30 to We Like Shapes. No change in the lobby game, because of course it's a numbers game. And we go on to our next set of letters. And We Like Shapes, it's you to pick. Starting with a consonant, which is a D. And another M, which is what you should do to me if you have any suggestions, or write it in the suggestions section of the Discord. And next, a vowel, a U. And another, E. Yeah, you okay? Consonant, which is a T. Another consonant, an S. A vowel, which is an E. Another vowel, which is another E. And to finish, a consonant. N. Interesting, lots of E's in this one. I've just had an idea about how I could make the numbers game a bit better, but I'll talk about that after the stream. For now, here's the clock. Sure what I'm seeing. I managed to get a 5 out of that myself. Let's see how our players got on. We Like Shapes managed a 6, and Charlemagne managed a 7. We Like Shapes, what's your 6? Seemed, yes, that seemed like a good idea at the time, but Charlemagne has got a 7. Dement, not coming up in the dictionary. Ed, can you give me some verification on dement?
I will have a quick check for you. Dement is an adjective and a noun on the basis of dement. So demented would be there, and I'm assuming one can dement as well. Yes, it is being used in a sentence. So yes, that is valid.
Lovely stuff. 7 points, Charlemagne. Very well played, increasing your lead now up to 40, leading by 10 points. 40 plays 30. Egg, anything else to report?
So there is a potential questionable 8, and I'm not exactly too sure if it's valid.
Tell me more.
On the basis Deteneus, Detenues. Now, in Merriam-Webster, doesn't come up in, or it does come up in...
That's not what I meant to write.
It comes up in the OED, but it also comes up in Merriam-Webster with an E acute accent. However, it is showing as when you search for it excluding the accent, it does come up as a valid word. So I wouldn't know whether that would be valid or not.
It's opinion.
The official word has an E accent.
I would need to check with Asset, who I need to give a shout out to. You might have seen his name in the credits. Asset has written us 1,500 bespoke conundrums, all pre-scrambled to look like actual Countdown conundrums, with a little bit of 8 out of 10 cats going on in there as well. There's 1,500 unique ones. He's an absolute trooper. It was a huge effort. It took him several weeks. I don't think he's here tonight, but I did message him letting him know we were starting to do Countdown again. So a massive thanks to Asset for doing all these conundrums. But he is the guy I would go to check that whether accents are accepted. But yeah, sorry about screwing up. I typed in the wrong box. Let's go and have a look and see what the lobby did. Let me just put the letters back on what we had. How did the lobby play? Esteem, Mutes, Duets, Dustman, very nice. Seemed Demesny or Demesn from Cola Cola there. A couple of contentious ones here. Unseamed from Ramsey Fox. That sounds about right to me.
Unseam is coming up. It doesn't look like Unseamed is. Unseamed SEAM is coming up in Merriam-Webster, but unseamed SEEMED is not coming up in either.
Let's just
verb unseam is in OED.
Unseam is there, but it's a verb, so
you can't
ED it. You can't.
ED a verb.
You can lee a verb, but you can't ED. Bad luck there, Ramsey Fox. Detenues.
That's the word that I was talking about.
Oh, so now I need to make a decision. I'll come back to that. Dement we'd already talked about and was fine, wasn't it?
Dement is fine, yes, correct.
Detenues. Who else has been on Countdown? Kesha, you've been on Countdown. You know the rules.
It's displaying with and without, but I'll be honest, it's more so appearing with in most of the sources that I'm finding.
Tips was only on one show. Keshi was only on one show. Tips was going to consult his notes. I think this is a very interesting point because I don't want to make a flippant decision, and this is important because the lobby are playing as much as the hot seat players. So, Coda, dementia is one of my favourite words. I don't know how to pronounce it. I never want to learn. Would take away the fun. Quite right.
The main thing about this is it's not a tournament scenario, which is
it's
the
a
main thing.
casual play.
So
but if that word is going to go into the dictionary, though, so.
Somebody tag Susie dead on Twitter.
See if she gets back quickly.
She might be in bed at this point.
Probably. I should be. I was in bed at 8:30 last night. Because.
Yeah.
Yes, vocabulary arithmetic referee. Did you archive the countdown chat from last season?
Yes.
Chat. Did we?
Yes, we did. Countdown. I can add Tipster into that channel. Give me 1 second.
Oh, I see. The countdown chat and Discord. I'm with you. While we get a VAR on that, I'm going to write amusing words into the impromptu words box, like Willy, and.
So mature.
I am so mature. I wonder if this will come up. There we go. Oh, I need an extra space at the end. Oh, pistol bricks. There we go. We can do VAR there. Because I can do that now in the new build, which is much better. While we just double check this, if you want to come join the Discord server, you can do that if you're not there already by going to join the link there. And come hang out with us. We've got Who Wants to Be a Millionaire next Saturday. No, we haven't. We've got Who Wants to Be a Millionaire next Tuesday. We've got The Purge and The Escape Artist this coming Saturday. And then something else the Saturday after, which I'm not going to say anything else about just yet. Jack Wilfred is saying the issue with the rural accents is that English words with accents are either, and then chat paused you to scroll, commonly used without them or words without are uncommonly used with them. I know some publications use the word re-elected, for example, with an umlaut over the E. Rather rude 9-letter conundrum that came up. We love rude conundrums. Rude conundrums are great. I'm going to give this another 30 seconds to see if we can get an answer, and then I'm going to just make a decision. Try what now, Egg?
I'm trying to get Tipster added to the archives. So
I see.
See the channel itself. You're showing in the user list, Tipster, so I'm presuming that you should be able to see it. One with the penguin emote.
Should have kept the contestant rule. I'm pretty sure Asset sent me the contestant rule sheet at some point, which means I've probably got it lying around somewhere. I can't see it. Right. On this occasion, then, Egg, did you say it was spelt in the dictionary without an accent?
It's spelt in the dictionary with. So it's in the dictionary with, but there are statements underneath which do not contain an accent.
There's something else I can do to check this. The word cafe, I can check this with the dictionary. Cafe is a valid word. Now, I would normally spell cafe with an accent, but that is coming up as a valid word. Based on...
Cafe is in the dictionary with an accent as well.
Right. Based on that, I'm going to accept it. There we go. Decision made. Because I can do spontaneous word checks. So what I've just done there, for example, is put that into my dictionary checker. That has come up as a valid word, even though cafe is spelled with an accent. So based on that, I'm going to accept it. VAR check complete. Hopefully that was fun, and hopefully those 8 points were worth it. Let's have a look at the scores. Sideguy Dave in the lead with 57. Coda's got 55. Cross and Contain with 52. After that minor diversion to look into the etymologies and spellings of words, which is all part of the fun. I remember that last season cafe was the argument. Oh, I've lost that bit. Was the argument we made for. Was the argument we made for accepting. I think that's a solid argument. We're on to our next letters game, and Shadowmane is picking. He started with an E as a vowel for an E, a consonant for N, and another consonant now, which is S. Another vowel, which is E. A consonant, which is H. Another consonant, C. A vowel, O. Another consonant, a G. And to finish, a final consonant, an F. Interesting board there. Here's that clock. That's time. Very interesting looking board there. I wonder what our players made of it. Let's have a look. Charmaine, how did you do? A 6, and we like shapes. No declaration for we like shapes there, so no submission there, which we can't accept. Charmaine went for chosen, which is all very good. 6 points. 46 now plays 30. Egg, anything more than a 6?
Yeah, there was a 1-7, which was congees, Congees, which is dismissal without ceremony. Once again, French in etymology.
Lovely stuff.
It's modern French and often humorous.
Congees for 7, very nice indeed. Let's see how our lobby got on. We've got gonchees and then congees. Is that the one we just, Congees is the one we just discussed?
That's the one. Yes.
3 people going for that and getting that. What about gonches?
Gonches, unfortunately, is not.
Gonches is not. Unfortunately, that one is not going to fly. Sheen, chosen, hens, cogs, fences. Very nice using that F as well, and Sheen. Let's look at the leaderboard. Saigai Dave retaining that lead, 63. Cola with 61. Procyon with 59. On we go. We like shapes. It's your pick of the letters. Starting with a vowel, an O. And a consonant, C. Another consonant, D. Nice. And another consonant, P. A vowel, another O. Another vowel, I. A consonant, a G. Another consonant, B. And to finish, we're going for a vowel, which is an A. That looks frightful to me. Rather you than me. Here's the clock. And that's time. Like I said, rather you than me, that is not an attractive board to play with right there. Let's see how you got on. We like shapes. Again, no submission from We Like Shapes right there. Shadowmane just going for a 4. No submission for We Like Shapes. And good. Yes, good is good. For 4, taking you up to 50. 50 now playing 30. A 20-point gap with 3 rounds to go. Egg, could you best a 4?
Yeah. 5 fives. This is a horrendous set of letters.
It's not great, is it?
We only had a 5 even up to the A, and the A added 4 of them.
Is that one? Pogba.
No, unfortunately not.
Rip
not coming
me.
up. We have Cobia, we have Podia, we have Bipod, which is a nice one. We have Adobo. But one of the ones which I thought was quite interesting was Booai, which uses all of the vowels B-O-O-A-I. And where has that gone?
Boy!
Okay. And it is New Zealand in origin, and it's a remote rural place or districts, so i.e. known as the Sticks.
Very nice. So, tricky board. How did the lobby fare? Bipod, co-op, bag, bipod, Bocia, B-O-C-I-A. How are we doing for that?
So, B-O-C-I-A. I don't think, that didn't come up in either Merriam-Webster or OED, unfortunately.
Bad luck on that one, Carl. Goop. A couple of people saying goop.
Goop, yeah, valid. Yeah, it's the goopiness, etc.
Coob, C-O-O-B?
Coop, I don't know. Let me double check. It's not coming up in OED. It is apparently the definition of coob is south according to Merriam-Webster. So it is shown as a valid word.
You can have that then, Lupine one. Adobo, is that one of the ones you mentioned before?
Adobo is, yes. So adobo is in Filipino cookery a spicy stew.
Very
so
nice.
For Tobai.
I'm inclined to give this one to Clive. He said poo bag.
Poo bag didn't come up with anything, unfortunately. But if you want to add it to the dictionary, you are welcome to.
We're not playing 8 out of 10 tonight, so unfortunately, Clive, I can't give you that. But that's a beautiful word. I might have to screenshot that for later on. There's another one for the meme alert. Poo bag from Clive, but not good. Side Guy Dave in the lead with 68, Kohler in second with 65, Procyon in third with 64. Starting to pull away these top 3 a little bit, but still much to play for with 1 letters, 1 numbers, and the conundrum left to play. Time for the final letters round of the tournament, and Charmaine, it is you to pick. Starting with a consonant, which is an N. A vowel, A. Another consonant, M. Another vowel, E. I've got a 4. I've got 2 4s. Another consonant, T. A vowel, I. Another consonant, L. Another consonant, J, and there goes the fun board of letters, and finish a final consonant, which is S, name tildes. Last letters round of the evening. Here's the clock. Time. Welcome to the stream party with me. Unfortunately, you can't join the lobby. It was something I was going to try and look into putting in, joining midway through, but for now it's not implemented, so I'm afraid you'll have to sit tight until next time. Let's see how you got on. Shadowmane going for 7, and We Like Shapes also going for 7. Shadowmane, what was yours? Mentals, not coming up. Egg, can you give me some clarification?
We'll double check that there. I think that should be okay. So mental is an adjective and a noun. So mentals, that would be accepted.
Lovely stuff. And We Like Shapes, mantles. That is a valid word off the bat. Very nice. 7 points each. Still that 20-point deficit there. 57 plays 37. Could you best a 7, Egg?
Yeah, we have the manliest ailments. Both good for 8.
Very nice.
And ailments.
Very good. The manliest ailments.
And looking at it as well, there are a couple of others. You've got Mentalists.
Mentalist is it? Oh.
Well. So there's a couple of different apes there.
Are there enough T's for mental? Oh, there's only one T. MENTAL.
Mentalists.
Oh, mentalists without.
Yeah.
I was going to say there aren't enough T's for
if
mentalists.
the J was a T, we'd have a 9.
Ah, very nice. How did the lobby get on? Nothing that we. Oh, Gizlet from Clive.
Gizlet wasn't coming up from a quick search. You've got Gillet and Islet. I'm just going to check in Merriam-Webster. No, it's not coming up, I'm afraid.
A Gizlet, a small amount of. No, let's not go there. Laments, mantles, ailments, mantle, jilts, manliest, stain. Some very nice words going on there.
I do just want to say for Ramsey Fox, with him saying my icon makes it look like I'm just playing a video game in Dictionary Corner. Yeah, my response. You haven't seen what's on the laptop. And then just Tipster's response is brilliant.
What did Tipster say?
I swear, if I get some weird stuff in the search history when I go back to Dictionary Corner, we'll be having conversations.
I'm just trying to see if I can show you the scene view for what is actually, yes I can, what is going on in Dictionary Corner. Just of the little Easter egg that was never going to be seen. Those of you who are in the server may have seen this already, but yeah, if we zoom in on my hideous studio, we'll see, here's egg fried cheese with the dictionary. What's egg fried cheese looking at there? Oh, egg fried cheese! What are you doing on that? Let me just focus on that a little bit more so that will zoom in properly. And it's not just egg fried cheese, I can sub egg fried cheese out. Of course, if he is spending too much time there. But that's what's going on behind the scenes for anyone who's interested. Yeah, because why not? So there we go. Let me put the console back on so we can see that. Box Colliders does not support negative scale or size. Okay, thanks for that. Psycho Dave still in the lead, but Procyon has now closed down the gap on Cola, 72 points each. And Psycho Dave still in the lead though with 76 as we move into our final numbers game of the evening. And it is We Like Shapes to declare. We Like Shapes. How many would you like? Or how many large would you like? This is the thing about this game, is what I can do, actually, if we go to there. And I decide egg fried cheese is not pulling his weight. That's while we're waiting. I can say, you know what? Now it's me in Dictionary Corner. I'm on both sides of the table now, which is fun. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put egg back. Let me put you back, egg. We Like Shapes. Is it doing that weird thing again? Gap avatar for DC player. There we go. Is this what happened last game? Yeah. It should be there to set up the round.
How about Shadow try and type a number?
Yeah, that's what I'm now thinking. Is that what's going on there? Shadowman, could you just try typing a number? I'll still take whatever We Like Shapes says in public chat, but it could just be that there's a... Thank you, Matt. There's a weird thing going on here. But if Shadowman tries typing something... Tried it, no response. Okay. Not got a Scooby-Doo what's going on there, then.
This is what, the third numbers round?
Yeah. Well, it's only on the third numbers round. So selecting player is We Like Shapes, and even when I tried it manually last time, it didn't work. Both of the players have tried it, but I have got setting up round active and is number round on. We Like Shapes. What would you like? We'll go public chat, and I'll just do it that way. Very strange that it should be doing this. I will look at it. 3 large is what we're going for. Okay, let's have a look and see what it brings you. You've got a 3 and a 7, a 10, a 25, a 50 and a 75. And the target, 484. So you know the drill. You must put exclamation mark followed by your answer at the end. Start typing your submission. I will extend the timer if necessary at the end. If you've started typing your submission early. Lobby, take a little break. For the hot seat players, here's the clock. Time up. I did have the start of the submission from We Like Shapes, but you've got 15 seconds to finish getting your answers in. There's a full submission from Shadowmane there and a declaration. We Like Shapes, I will keep this open for you if you don't get your declaration in, which you haven't. Let me just switch that back on because, again, you did just start typing that in time. If you'd like to do that again, there we go. There's the declaration in. Lovely. Okay, let's have a look and see how you got on. 484 was the target. We Like Shapes is saying 479, so 5 away. Shadowmane 483, so 1 away. This should go to Shadowmane. It is going to Shadowmane, so that is working. So just round 2 where it's being weird. So Shadowmane and Egg Fried Cheese, hopefully you can verify this. We've got 50 minus 3 is 47. 47 times 10 is 470. 470 plus 10 is 480. And then we've got 75 over 25 equals 3. 480 plus 3 is 483. Does that check out for you, Egg?
That checks out for me, yes.
Fantastic. Nicely done there, Shadowmane. We are going to condone that, giving you an extra 7 points. Looks like the other method, 50 minus 3 for 47 times by 10 plus a 7 would have been 477. The declaration for We Like Shapes wouldn't have matched anyway. Was there an exact solution? Well, of course there was if you had gone 484, which is what you're after. 75 minus 3 is 72 plus 10 for 82. Times it by the 7 for 434 and add on the 50 for 484. So, Shadowmane getting himself 7 points, extending his lead up to 64. No change in the lobby. Saigai Dave is in the lead, but Procyon and Cola Cola are on his coattails. It's all between these top 3 as to whether or not they can get the conundrum. It's not crucial, so we don't dim the lights, but a reminder that once a player buzzes, submissions stop, and I do need to, if it's not in internal already, I will add a thing to ping you back if you submit a conundrum out of time. Shadowmane and We Like Shapes and the lobby, all you need to do is whisper to the bot the answer to the conundrum. Wait.
Oh, hold on. Was the 10 used twice? Did I even miss that?
It's cleared it out now. Let me check. This is what I rely on you for, Egg.
I didn't even notice that he'd used the 8 twice.
Let me see. Formula. Let me just scroll back up the chat. Hang on a sec. 485, 484. Hang on.
Can you pop your submission in public chat? Shadow might be.
If Shadow's claiming there was an error and that's just overlooked, that's our bad here. 50 minus 3 times 10 is 470. 470 plus 10 is 480. Oh yes, you times by 10 twice. And the numbers, have I got a public record of what the numbers were? Pretty sure there was only 110 though.
There was only 110.
That was okay.
Yes.
Thank you for your honesty there, Shadowmane. Well caught, everybody else. So we can override that. Shadowmane PX41. Have I spelled your name right? Shadowmane PX41. Yes, 54. There we go. So, sorry about that. Oh, no. Yes, it's not. Sorry, it's not 10. It was 7. Shadowmane PX41. I've taken off 7, so I need to give another 3.
57.
57 is what we should be at. So, still that 20-point deficit, but. Yes, We Like Shapes misdeclared, declared 479, but the solution you gave was only 477. I will think of a better way of doing this. I have got something in mind which I'll tell you about in a minute, but for now it is conundrum time. Just whisper the answer to the bot. If you're in the lobby, if someone buzzes, you won't be able to answer, so you may need to answer again. But fingers on buzzers as we reveal tonight's second countdown conundrum. And that is time up. So again, I don't know if somebody did try to buzz on there, but it didn't accept it. We'll see from the lobby in a minute, I'm sure. But no answer being submitted at this time. It might be there's another bug in there. Shadowmane, no clue. Party of me saying mockingly. Let's have a look. What was the answer? Yes, it was mockingly well spotted. Shadowmane not having declared not having a clue there, Egg. I'm just wondering, did no, We Like Shapes, no idea as well. That is something I'll give some more testing to. I don't know if oh no, because before Toadboy had 10 letters in his submission, which is why it didn't pass. So that's fine. So that yes, mockingly was the answer. Did anybody in the lobby get it? A couple of people. Keshi, is that M3 times? I think it might be. Side Guy Dave, Ramsey Fox, Dogfish, JPB, Procyon, and Clive all getting mockingly, which means the final scores in the lobby. Our winner of the second game tonight with 86. Very, very well played to Side Guy Dave. Procyon Container, valiant runner up 82. It's becoming a running gag, isn't it, Procyon? In second place. Cola in third, 72. JPB 70. Keshi 69. Nice. Dogfish 66. Connor getting 60. Ramsey Fox and J-Box getting 59. M3 times 58. JSG 56. Clive and Matt 51, Top 1 Gaming 48, Lupine 47, DC Simmons 46, Pum and Ben and Ethan 41, Carr getting 40, Gruff aka Carlo 34, Jack Wilfred 33, 8 Minky and GMN 24, J Turner 15, Tipster 13. Full teapot to Side Guy Dave, very well played. Back in the main game, Shadowmane is the victor, 57, playing We Like Shapes 37. We Like Shapes getting off to a strong start, but just letting it slip away. Shadowmane managing to sneak ahead, and We Like Shapes unable to catch up there. But a good game. Good couple of games. So, as the bot has just announced, you can go and join the Discord. It would be lovely to have you there. Do post any suggestions you've got. I have got an idea for how this number game could work. I'm now starting to think you must put your declaration in first, and once we're sponsored by Panasonic, once the declaration has gone in, it will then open up the ability for you to type in your method, and you've got 30 seconds from when you have typed your answer. The logic being, if you're clear to declare, 30 seconds should be enough to type out your workings out. That's something I'm going to try for next time, unless anyone has got any better suggestions. Say it's a slightly finicky part of it. Of course, if you're writing things down by hand, that's probably, if you're just scrawling it, probably faster than writing it on the keyboard. But
it's difficult to do in Twitch, isn't it? It's difficult
it
to
is.
pass.
Yeah, and of course the thing we're getting caught on there by not having the number verified due to not having a calculator on there, which obviously the last build did have, which seemed like a lot of effort to do for this one. I mean, it wouldn't have been a lot of effort, but maybe that's something I could go in to doing. I'll give that some thought. A couple of other bugs to think about as well, and anything else, any other feedback you guys have. But say it's lovely to have a almost full, let's say number game notwithstanding, almost full lobby game. So we've got our hot seat players, but everyone at home gets to take part as well, in a meaningful way, in a way that looks nice. And not just have to grin and bear it if the word's not in my dictionary. So many words added to the dictionary tonight, which is lovely. So that dictionary over time will continue to grow. But for tonight, that is it from me and Egg Fried Cheese. Egg, thank you so much again for coming to join us in Dictionary Corner. It has been great to have you here, and you've been splendid as ever. If you would like to appear in if you would like to appear in Dictionary Corner, do let me know in the Discord. We've often had a rotation of people who come into Dictionary Corner. There's a little bit more to Dictionary Corner than there was in the past now, because there's only me and DC to chat with rather than the players, because everything's done in chat. But if you fancy coming along to Dictionary Corner and you've got a microphone, do let me know in the Discord. It would be lovely to feature you here. We'll next be playing Countdown on the 4th Tuesday of November, which is the Tuesday the 24th of November is when Countdown will return, and I hope that you will join us for that. Any feedback or suggestions in the meanwhile, do go over to the Discord, which, like I say, is right there. Pop your suggestions in there, and let me know what you think, what could work better.
There are a couple already, which is a good thing, and obviously issues have been put into the relevant channel. Yeah, I mean, the bugs and stuff I will iron out in the internal, from the internal channels, but any suggestions that aren't bugs inherently but maybe improvements to the game or things that you think could work better, then do let me know.
But that's about it. I am going to be back on Saturday for Halloween special with The Purge and The Escape Artist. I do hope you'll join us for that. In the meanwhile, you've got Ash tomorrow night with 1,000 Heartbeats. You've got Quizzy Dan and Quetz on Thursday with Quizzy Bingo and the Chase VGM respectively. Catnip is here on Friday with Golden Mind on Ash's channel. And then Pinnacle Larder with Tipster on Sunday. In It to Win It with Matt on Monday. And I'm back next Tuesday with more Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. If you would like to write questions for that, again, apps are available in the Discord. It would be lovely to have some more trivia. Until then, from my friend in Dictionary Corner, Egg Fried Cheese, it's good night. And from me, Royal Flush, thank you very much for joining us for Game Night Classics. It's been lovely having you here. Until next time, be splendid to each other. Peace out, take care, and good night.